High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Have plumbing needs, whether a residential or commercial customer? Kansas City has turned to Graybill Plumbing since 1986. Graybill Plumbing strives to be the premier plumbing and mechanical contractor in the Kansas City area while offering unique solutions to general contractors, architects, designers, and homeowners. Call Graybill Plumbing at 913-432-9660. That's 913-432-9660. Or visit online at graybillpipeworks.com. Graybill Plumbing, a proud supporter of St. Thomas Aquinas Athletics. Go Saints!
Get rid of that back and neck pain today. Westwood Chiropractic has been relieving Kansas City residents of pain for decades. Dr. Ken Downing has over 30 years' experience. Call anytime at 913-432-5678 or visit westwoodchiropractickKC.com. Westwood Chiropractic, health and wellness for the whole family.
Chiefs Checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs Checking from Community America.
School sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Have plumbing needs, whether a residential or commercial customer? Kansas City has turned to Gray Bill Plumbing since 1986. Gray Bill Plumbing strives to be the premier plumbing and mechanical contractor in the Kansas City area while offering unique solutions to general contractors, architects, designers, and homeowners. Call Gray Bill Plumbing at 913-432-9660. That's 913-432-9660. Or visit online at graybillpipeworks.com. Gray Bill Plumbing, a proud supporter of St. Thomas Aquinas Athletics. Go Saints!
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
City invoke as much meaning as the Holy War between Miege and Aquinas. Separated by just 12 miles, these schools are all too familiar with each other. The kids grew up playing alongside each other, the families all know one another, and the turf war between these two schools is furious as ever. The Stags have won 4 straight state titles and 6 in a row over these Saints. Aquinas, however, has been no slouch behind Randy Dreiling. Runners-up in 5A last year, they have the most Division I talent of any team in Kansas City and have started the year 6-0. Tonight, this game means more than bragging rights. The EKL title is on the line, and for the next year, one of these teams is going to be letting the other one know about it. He's Jeremy Crabtree. I'm Tim Spurl, and Jeremy, this is the one we've been waiting for.
It is. It's the game we circled on the calendar right at the beginning of the season. For me, the question is this Aquinas' turn? As you alluded to, Tim, Miege has dominated the series over the past 5 years, winning 6 of 7, including outscoring the Saints 212-98. 212-98. That's a lot of points. And Saints' lone win in that last 5 years came in the regular season in 2012. But guess what? Miege avenged that loss in the state playoffs. But this one just feels different. Miege looked mortal for the first time in the last 5 years. Gone is record-breaking quarterback Carter Putz, the all-time leading passer in Kansas high school history. The Stags lost a game a couple weeks ago to Rockers, where they were physically dominated at the line of scrimmage for the first time in, gosh, I can ever really remember here. And it's now Aquinas that is getting all the hype this season, averaging 46 points a game with their flex-bone option attack headlined by running back Tyrone Tank Young and their defense, as you alluded to. They're loaded with FBS and Division I recruits all over the place. We've got a packed house here. The temperature's cool, and it feels like fall. This is going to be a good one, but most importantly, this feels like Aquinas' turn.
Aquinas rides in 6-0, and like you said, everybody high on Aquinas, but something interesting that you brought up this week, St. Thomas Aquinas, they do not have a win on their schedule over a team that has a record better than 500, and there may not be a better team than who they're getting ready to face up against.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle-tested versus hardly pushed. And you alluded to 3 wins against 500 teams and 3 wins against teams that have losing records. And we all know Miege just is coming off that big game against Rockers a couple weeks ago that they lost, but they almost came back and won that game, and they rallied really hard. So this is going to be an outstanding atmosphere. Both crowds are here, and there is a little bit of crisp fall-like weather in the air, and I'm ready for this. Let's get some football on.
Miege will receive the opening kick. They will move right to left across your radio dial, across your computer screen if you're watching us live on 810varsity.com. They're in those white uniforms with the red helmets. And Aquinas in those navy blue uniforms with the gold helmets and the gold pants and the white numbers. They will kick, and their defense will play from the left side. Their offense will attack that right end zone. From St. Thomas Aquinas, it's the Holy War. Stags and Saints. Miege has taken 6 in a row in the rivalry, but the Saints are the highest-ranked team in Kansas City on the Kansas side of the metro area. The opening kickoff is an end-over-end line drive kick 3 yards deep into the end zone. And it's going to be a touchback, and here comes that Stags offense.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how healthy Bryson Cobbins is. We talked all week with John Holmes, and Miege coach, and he said he expects him to be 100%, but is he really? We will find out pretty quickly here. The key for them also is if Sam Pedrati can be consistent. Last week he threw 2 big interceptions against Blue Valley, kind of kept Blue Valley in that game a little bit longer than what they thought, so the quarterback's going to have to come up with some key plays here tonight.
Pedrati will open up with Bryson Cobbins to his right in the backfield, and Tyquez Agnew-Witten to his left. He has been the workhorse in Bryson Cobbins' absence, and Cobbins is going to get the call on the opening play, goes straight up into the middle and gets swallowed up by that defensive line for Aquinas, and they are big, not only on the offensive side, but on the defensive side too.
Yeah, and I think they've got one of the more underrated players in the entire metro area, Javier Derritt, the senior defensive tackle/defensive end that's going to go play at North Dakota State. He's special.
Pedrati is going to flip it to Agnew-Witten, trying to get to the corner on a jet sweep, and he's going to get swallowed up a yard deep in the backfield.
Zach Gideon, the senior Hawk linebacker, one of the leading tacklers on this team, 6'3", 240 pounds. Great open field tackle against Bryson Cobbins, and right now we're seeing the physicality of this St. Thomas Aquinas defense early on those first 2 plays.
Gideon, the leading tackler on this Saints defense. 3rd and 11. They call a loss of 1. 3 right, 1 left for Pedrati out of the gun. Drop. Stepping up in the pocket, running away from pressure, pump faking. He's going to run it. He's across the 30, 35, 40, and upended at the 45-yard line. Sam Pedrati making something happen with his feet.
Only averaging 0.9 yards a rush this season, but we saw that first game of the season against Blue Valley North. He made several key runs when the pocket broke down, and he's going to get blitzed tonight, and the pressure was there, but Pedrati did a tremendous job stepping up over left guard and found a hole there. First down for the Stags.
1st and 10, just shy of midfield near the 47-yard line. Go the Stags. Shotgun snap. They're going to give to Cobbins. Spins off 1, and behind right guard, he plunges forward for maybe 2 yards.
Boy, just zero push initially from this Bishop Miege offensive line, and it's good to see Matthew Roberts back out there, outside linebacker, defensive end's been banged up a lot this season, but he's back out there and looks healthy, and he's one of the more special underclassmen players in the city.
Pedrati is going to flip near side. Agnew Witten looking for a cutback lane. He didn't find one, and he gets swallowed up back at the 45. And that's your guy, DeRitt again, and now a late flag flies.
Oh, let's see what's going on here. This went late. Ben Turla was locked up with Taylor Portier, the left tackle, and I thought Turla did a tremendous job setting the edge, allowing the running back not to get to the outside, but they carried on well after the play. They were 5 yards out of bounds, and their side judge threw the flag. Let's see if who's it going to be called on. The Miege players are pointing toward the Saints side. Wow, that's a huge play.
It will be against St. Thomas Aquinas, and if you'll remember 2 weeks ago, Miege and Rockhurst got into quite a few scuffles too, and that led to a bunch of personal fouls in that one. So definitely something to keep your eye on again here tonight.
That's disappointing because Turla just did an outstanding job setting the edge on that play, but to carry it on well after the play was over is unfortunate.
After the penalty, they move to the St. 41-yard line. Pedrati short drop, pump fakes a screen pass. Now he's going to roll right, gets dropped from behind. He gets chased down by the D-end, and a sack for the Saints on first down.
Boy, he's going to have a tough time tonight. He has not faced a pass rush like this all season long, and that's a nice defensive play by a couple of defensive ends in there on that pass rush.
Reeves able to get home. 2nd and 14. Pedrati shotgun snap, has time. He's going to throw an out route right side, complete it just short of the first down marker. Getting knocked out of bounds was Jude Putz, the 5'8" sophomore receiver.
Now that's the one thing that Randy Dreiling was a little bit worried about, was the receivers versus their defensive backs, because as we've seen over the years, Miege's skill players are some of the best in the entire metro area.
3rd and 1 to get back to the line quickly, and they'll operate out of the pistol. They'll give to Cobbins straight ahead. Not much of a push, but he falls forward across the first down marker near the 30-yard line. Should move the chains.
Now, if you noticed on that play, Tim, the snap was high from Tom O'Connor, and that almost messed the whole play up. That's all about timing on those 3rd and short situations, and the snap, Pedrati had to go way up high to get it, and he was very lucky to get the snap from center.
9:33 to play opening quarter. Miege on the move on their opening drive of the ball game from the Aquinas 30-yard line. Pedrati pistol snap. Gives to Cobbins, stutter step behind left guard, and he is going to get mashed by a bunch of Navy jerseys at the line of scrimmage.
Just zero push right now from this Bishop Miege offensive line. The defensive line for the Saints are winning their one-on-one battles, and Cobbins is finding zero running room.
Bo Meisenheimer, the 3-year starter at linebacker, led the charge there.
That's a great football name, Meisenheimer.
They call it a gain of 1, and here comes 2nd and 9 from the 29. Pedrati high snap again, looking right side, throws right side and completes it. Fighting across the 20-yard line is Hudson Bentley.
Kind of hard on that offensive line for most of this drive, but I'm going to give them props right there. They gave Pedrati plenty of time, and it was a simple slant route for the first down. Hudson Bentley ran enough yardage for the first down, and that's a nice 3rd down conversion for the Stags.
1st and 10 to the Saint 18-yard line. Pedrati from the pistol is going to give to Cobbins, weaving in and out of traffic, and he falls forward to the 11-yard line. 7 yards on first down for Cobbins.
Now there was some push there from the offensive line. They pulled Connor Dobble from the tight end over, and he made a nice trap block and just enough little yardage for Cobbins to pick up some nice yardage.
Two left, one right. Out of the shotgun goes Pedrati. Another high snap. He's going to give to Cobbins. Little hesitation move. And behind left guard, he pushes the pile for 4 yards across the first down marker. And they're going to move the chains again. And it's going to be first and goal. Waiting for the signal, but I mean, he was.
Yeah, there it is. I do like what we're seeing, though, from Miege. They're pushing the tempo. They're not waiting around at all. We often see Miege turn back and look and maybe audible. They're going straight at him. There's nothing fancy about this drive. They're just going to go straight at him and love the tempo pace here early on for the Stags.
Wesley is wide to the left. He is a big play threat. Bentley wide to the right. Pedrati from the pistol. High snap gives to Cobbins through the middle. He is not going to get away from a couple of arm tackles. He's dragged down near the line of scrimmage. And here comes second and goal.
You have to wonder if they're going to try one of those one-on-one matchups with Philippe Wesley or Hudson Bentley. He's matched up against one of the better cornerbacks. Jaden Russell in the metro area does have Big 12 offers, but they like their receiver versus defensive back matchups here in this game for the Stags.
Doble in the game. He's in the slot to the right. They're going to pitch it to Cobbins. Left side, got blocks. No, it's Agnew-Witten diving for the end zone, and he's in. Tyquez Agnew-Witten. On the toss play, he goes 7 yards, and the Stags are on the board.
Nice push from this offensive line. Finally comes through when it needed in the red zone. Taylor Portier, the guy that was blocking out of bounds and almost got the 15-yard penalty against. He dominated his left tackle spot, and Agnew-Witten, the more physical running back, got it into the end zone. What a drive to start for the Stags.
Extra point kick is up, and it is through. 7-0. Bishop Miege on the 5th rushing touchdown of the year for Tyquez Agnew-Witten, and the Stags strike first on your Sports Radio 810 High School Football Game of the Week.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Or online at otbcollege.com. Call now to be a part of Kansas City Old Town Barber College.
Jaden Russell returns the ensuing kickoff back to the 15-yard line. Real good coverage by the Stags. And here comes that Saints offense, and Jeremy, they have steamrolled through 6 games.
Oh, tremendous, averaging 41.2 points a game, 482 yards a game. Those are numbers you can't really put up when you're playing on PlayStation or Xbox. I mean, those are just incredible. But they've done it against, as we talked about, defenses that aren't one of the better defenses in the metro area. They're going to be challenged here tonight.
They're going to open up with Tate Raboyne, the senior quarterback, climbing in under center. His deep back, Tyron Tank Young. Raboyne is going to open up by giving to Tank Young behind right guard, breaks a tackle across the 25, spun down near the 28-yard line. That is going to be 11 and a first down for St. Thomas Aquinas.
And we talked about pregame about the right side of the offensive line, and guess what? They run right behind Joe Mikowski, the Oklahoma State commit, very talented. Some people have him only as a 2-star. I don't see that. He's not a 2-star prospect. And also Jaden Roberts, right guard, run right behind those big guys, and they open up a big hole in that first down run.
6:57 to go opening quarter. 7-0 Miege. This is the first time Aquinas has touched the football. Raboyne is going to option pitch left side to Young, trying to hit the far sideline, cuts it up across the 30 near the 35 and dragged down by the shoulder pad. Call that 7 more yards on first down, and that is the one thing John Holmes said talking to him this week. He's got to get good plays defensively on first down. He cannot be giving up 6-7 yards on that first down play.
Oh, no, because it just opens up the entire playbook for Aquinas. They can suddenly play action, pass at you. So it just opens up the playbook. They have to win their first down battles, and 2 first downs in a row they haven't.
2nd and 3. They're going to give to Young behind right guard, lowering his head, and he gets chopped down near the first down marker. Right at it, maybe just short. And again, St. Thomas Aquinas, they're no stranger to going for it on fourth downs. They do go ahead and move the chains, though. So call that 3 yards for Tank Young. And he's already up over 25 yards on the ground. 6:05 and rolling in this opening quarter. Raboyne is going to pitch right side. Joe O'Leary trying to get to the edge, cuts it up across the 45 and flipped down near the 47-yard line, laying a solid hit. Dylan Downing, but called 7 more yards on first down.
Yeah, doing what they do well, just running right at you. We're tougher, we're stronger, we're faster, and you got to stop it, and so far the Saints have not been able to.
Aquinas has run the football real well all year. Tyron Tank Young, he's closing in on the single-season rushing record for St. Thomas Aquinas. The record was set last year by his teammate, Cameron Jackson. Raboyne fumbles the snap. It's a loose ball picked up by the Stags, and Miege has got a turnover. 5:20 to play opening quarter.
Well, I noticed coming into this game that Aquinas has put the ball on the ground 12 times. They've recovered 6 of them. They've lost 6 of them, but Raboyne himself has fumbled the ball 5 of those 6 times that they've lost the football. And Jalen Williams comes up with a big fumble recovery, and he's played outstanding. He's played his best 2 games the last 2 weeks against Rockers. He made lots of big plays, but he was all over the field last week against Blue Valley and comes up with a big fumble recovery right there. Wow, what a turn of events.
Aquinas, a couple of turnovers in this game last year really killed their momentum in the Holy War. And early on here, another turnover against this Stags defense. They grabbed 6 picks last week. Pedrati, shotgun snap, play fake to Cobbins. Deep ball over the middle is overshot by about a half a yard, and it's second down.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that this is when John Holmes loves to try to go deep. And he did, but didn't go to the guy you would normally think he would go to. Went to the tight end trying to make the play over the middle. I thought that might be a chance to get Philippe Wesley, the speedster, involved, but instead they throw the tight end, just unable to connect there.
Ran him right up the seam and just a little bit strong on the throw. 2nd and 10. Pedrati has time, stepping up in the pocket. Another deep ball is incomplete, thrown behind his intended target, Jalen Scruggs, and it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Pedrati had him. If he steps up and throws that on the money, that's a touchdown. Nice route by Jalen Scruggs, and great protection by this offensive line. And everything that Pedrati on that pass play did was right. He stepped up in the pocket, just unfortunately put it just behind Scruggs.
Ran a post route out of the slot, so you got to put that on the line if you're the quarterback. And just a bit behind him. 3rd and 10, the Aquinas side to their feet. Pistol snap. Pedrati running out of time, rolling right to it, giving chase, gets rid of it downfield. It's incomplete. Looking for a flag, nothing there. And a 3 and out for the Stags following the turnover.
Yeah, there might have been a chance for a flag there. Elias Carson, the safety, was holding on to Hudson Bentley, but the ball was just a little bit overthrown to the outside. If it's a little bit closer and the ball's closer to the receiver, they might throw that flag. But, hey, nice job by the Saints defense and the quick change of it after the fumble. Get the 3 and out, and you're going to get the ball back to your offense unscathed.
Downing out there to boot this away. Elias Carson will stand at his own 5-yard line. Probably won't touch this football, though. High, short kick by Downing. Hits inside the 20, and Carson is going to let this roll inside the 5. It is going to get downed inside the 3-yard line. Beautiful punt by Downing, and beautiful coverage by that punt unit. And now the Saints have their backs to the wall. 4:50 to go opening quarter.
Well, and you don't want to have to say it, but you want to say it. Obviously, ball protection is paramount down here with your own end zone at your back here. And it's going to be probably a heavy dose of Tank Young running the football to try to get out of that shadow of their end zone.
And again, they were moving the ball real well on their last drive. But again, a fumbled snap by Raboyne. And Miege got themselves a turnover and ended that threat. But now they go 3 and out and give the ball right back to Aquinas. But again, snapping this ball inside their own 3. Raboyne is going to hand off left side to Tank Young. No push at all. Met at the 1-yard line. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
Tremendous play again by Jalen Williams, and we called Dylan Dowling's name on the punt, but we're going to call his name a lot in this game from his middle linebacker spot. This kid has 336 tackles in his career, following in his brother's footsteps, who is over at the University of Missouri now as a running back. But he was a two-way player for Miege and was outstanding. But Dylan will play college football for somebody. Did a nice play there. He's going to be all over the field tonight. We're going to call his name a lot.
Missouri actually has shown interest in little brother. Raboyne on a second down play is going to open up with an option pitch right side to Tank Young across the 5-yard line. 10, picked up a block. 15, down near the 20-yard line. Tank Young, but credit the block on the outside by Joe O'Leary to spring Young.
Yeah, nice perimeter blocking. And these receivers and tight ends at St. Thomas Aquinas, they don't get thrown the ball a lot, so they're glorified blockers, and they take a lot of pride in blocking. And right there, if that block's not set on the perimeter, Young does not get the first down.
They mark it at the 20-yard line, so an 18-yard carry for Tank Young, backed up near the goal line, has given the Saints some breathing room here. 2 receivers in the formation this time for Randy Dreiling's offense. 3:35 to play first quarter, and now a flag flies. Was the play clock down? It was.
Yes, it was.
A delay of game. St. Thomas Aquinas slow to get to the line.
Usually you see Aquinas, they move with a sense of urgency. They're crisp in and out of the huddle. They're up at the line of scrimmage. They're trying to take the game to their opponent, but they've been a little lethargic here on the offensive side of the ball on this drive. We'll see if that lasts here, if a big play maybe changes that.
They huddle up, so that does take a little bit of time, but once you get that play, you got to get up there and run it. Raboyne on a 1st and 15 is going to open up left, option pitch, Tank Young trying to get to the sideline, 20, 25, flag flies, 30, and he's run out of bounds, but this one might be coming back.
Yeah, they're going to get a hold on Rishi Raton. The corner was taken to the ground there on the perimeter, and it was kind of unfortunate because they didn't really need to block him because Young had the corner, was going to get up the sideline easily for another first down. Did need to block on the perimeter.
And there it is, that hold call from the white hat. And now Aquinas, after that gashing run by Tank Young when they were backed up, has gone backwards on 2 straight plays, and that's going to be a half the distance because you're inside the 20-yard line. So that should put it around the 8-yard line. Or spot foul. Just kidding, they'll mark it at the 11. So not from the line of scrimmage, but from the spot. So either way, Aquinas not sitting pretty here. First and real long off their own 11-yard line. Got to get out to the 30. They're going to pitch it right side. Not a lot of room there. Only to the 14-yard line goes Tank Young, 3 yards.
And they've had a lot of success getting to the perimeter using their speed. They haven't run the ball effectively up the middle a ton. They tried the isolation play with 2 blockers coming, one coming on motion from left to right, and just unfortunately was blown up there. Nice play by the middle linebackers for the Stags.
Inside 3 to play opening quarter, 7-0 Miege. This is the second time Aquinas has had the football on offense. They fumbled on their first drive. Raboyne's got 3 receivers in the formation. He's going to option pitch it right side. Tank Young again getting to the edge. 20-yard line makes a man miss 25, and he's pinballed to the 28-yard line, just 2 yards shy of that first down marker. 13 yards on a 2nd and 15.
Well, they're just gobbling up yards here. You're going to study diet to Tank Young all night long, especially if you can erase 1st and 15 with just 2 simple running plays.
That time, again, they lined up with 3 receivers, so they kind of took a defender out of the box there for Miege. This time they'll have 2 receivers in the formation, a 3rd and 2 play. Inside 2 to go, opening quarter. Movement before the snap. And this one may be going against Aquinas.
I think they're going to get left tackle jumping there.
A false start. And so now 3rd and 2 is going to become a 3rd and 7.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Another mistake that we just don't normally see the Saints make. They're one of the fewest penalized teams in the EKL.
Javier DeRitt is in at left tackle. He was the man.
I was trying to see if that
jumped, yeah. 3rd and 7 after the penalty. Raboyne, short drop is going to throw a hit route that's tipped up in the air and incomplete. Downing over there getting into the passing lane, and it's 4th down.
Tremendous play by Downing, and he had that read entirely. He was a step away from potentially picking that off, and if he gets that, there's nobody in front of him, and he runs into the end zone. What a play by the Stags defense, just bending, but not breaking. Couple of mistakes by the Saints helped him out here. That's 2 drives in a row where mistakes by the Saints shoot them in the foot.
That big false start probably changed the play call. High snap on the punt. Joe O'Leary got his punt blocked. It's going to come out of bounds. And we'll see where they mark it off, but it is not past the 40. They're going to walk this one up inside the 40-yard line. The Stags are going to have a real short field inside the 35-yard line, and they finally stop at the 34. Partially blocked was Joe O'Leary's punt, but again, a real high snap slowed all that down.
Well, and if you look at the stats kind of buried deep inside, you see that the Stags have blocked 3 kicks this season. John Holmes really spends a lot of time on special teams. He's one of the special teams coaches, and he prides his team on that, and they come up with the big play there. You cannot, if you're at Aquinas, you cannot give this Miege offense short fields.
1:34 to go, opening quarter. Stags already up 7. Cobbins, right guard. Hole opens up inside the 30 to the 27. He's wrangled down. Call it about 6 on 1st down.
Boy, he just does not need much at all. There was a crevice of a hole there, and he was able to blast through and get, as you said, 6 or 7 yards there. It does not take much for him to get going up the field vertically. He's deceptively fast. I talked with a college recruiter about him last week, and they just said he is deceptively fast, a lot faster than he gets credit for.
2nd and short, Pedrati, a pistol snap, pressure coming, rolling right, gets out of the pocket. He's going to zip it right side, complete it to a diving Hudson Bentley inside the 10-yard line.
That was a outstanding play by Pedrati. Felt the pressure, rolled to his right, and fired a rocket. You know, that's a play we saw last season from Carter Putz. He threw those passes all the time. Not Sam Pedrati. Great play, great 1st down conversion.
Hyper speed, 1st and goal. They hand it straight up the middle. Bryson Cobbins fights inside the 5-yard line. And they go quickly to the line again.
I love the way that they're setting the tempo. They're setting the pace. They're taking it to Aquinas, not the other way around right now.
Agnew Witten checks in at tailback. Already has a touchdown tonight. Pedrati, pistol snap. Agnew Witten right side trying to get to the edge, and he's into the end zone. Tyquez Agnew Witten, the 2nd touchdown of the ball game for him, and the Stags are up 13.
That was bottled up to the inside, and Agnew Witten smartly cuts it out to the outside, and there was absolutely nobody there. The Saints defense blitzed to the middle. Great answer here for the Stags offense.
Extra point. Pedrati, his kick is up and through. 14-0. Miege capitalizing on Aquinas' mistakes on your Sports Radio 810 High School Football Game of the Week. (14-0). All Stags in the Holy War. End over end kick is going to hit at the 10-yard line. Getting picked up off a hop by Jaden Russell. Trying to get to the far edge. Stiff arms the guy to the ground. Reversing field. He's inside the 5. He's in the end zone. He's tracked down in the end zone.
They're going to say forward progress at the 1.
That's insane. I don't know how they've got forward progress out of the end zone. He was running in the ends. That's wow. But regardless, bad decision.
And this is a kid that's being recruited to play at the Big 12 level. Just thought that his speed would be able to neutralize the effort from the Stags special teams. Guess what? The Stags special teams, they're outstanding. And St. Thomas Aquinas has their backs against the wall, literally and figuratively here in this situation.
And again, they have not played a team that has a winning record. Do you think that has something to do with it? You're so used to outrunning people. Maybe the speed, a bit of a shock here. Raboyne under center off the 1-yard line. He's going to toss it left side. Jackson has a block on the edge. 10, 15-yard line. He's spun out of bounds near the 20. And now he's thrown down behind the Miege bench. No flags, and it was met with a chorus of boos. But at least that gets them out of the shadow of their own goalposts. 10 seconds remain in quarter number 1. Aquinas may not snap this one. What a wild finish to this opening quarter we've seen. Raboyne is going to snap it. They're going to hand off. Tank Young weaving in and out of tacklers, dragging a man across the 30 near the 34-yard line. A first down on a carry of 14 yards for Tank Young. Clock stops at 4 seconds. And that may wind us down finally. 2 plays, 34 yards of offense, and the Saints are going to take that momentum into the quarter break. 14-0. It's been all Stags, but the Saints looking for a little momentum on your Sports Radio 810 High School Football Game of the Week.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long.
Chiefs checking from Community America.
$14-0 Aquinas. 2 plays, and they have gotten from the 1-yard line all the way out to their own 35-yard line. And they'll open up quarter number 2 in a 14-0 hole. Their offense starting to get going. Raboyne is going to flip it out to Tank Young right side, trying to get to the edge. There's a stiff arm to Downing, and he's run out of bounds, and now a flag flies. More pushing and shoving after the whistle.
I wonder if Dowling maybe got a hold of the face mask there as he tried to bring Young down.
Wait for the call. Just a reminder, Sports Radio 810's coverage is brought to you by the Sports Medicine and Performance Center at the University of Kansas Health System, A&B CarStar, as well as Papa John's. Don't miss out on that Papa John's Pizza Fan Challenge, by the way. Now through Saturday, Miege fans can use online promo code 810STAGS, and St. Thomas Aquinas fans can use 810Saints at papajohns.com. Receive 30% off your orders. 10% of that goes back to the Booster Club. The team with the most online orders will receive an additional 10% Booster Club donation. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
I'm still waiting for the Papa John's to be delivered to us up here sometime.
As am I.
In the press box. I mean, we it's such good pizza. I like Papa John's.
I drop their name every week.
Just hello, Papa John's.
It was a face mask, by the way, of the 5-yard variety, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a 1st and 5 off the 40.
But again, you saw right there, the Saints obviously they believe they have speed at the to get to that perimeter. They're having a ton of success getting that ball to the outside.
Raboyne sends a man in deep motion. He's going to flip it left side, trying to get to the edge, spinning around 1, just shy of midfield, and now fighting across the 50-yard line.
Barnett on the carry for the Saints.
Barnett, his first carry of the ball game.
Making that tackle for the Stags.
And that's a big gain for him. 12 yards there on a 1st and 5.
It's not fancy. I mean, if you love old school football, this flex bone attack is right up your alley. It's not fancy. We're going to pitch it. We're going to run option. We're going to run isolation. We're going to run right at you. And you got to stop it. And to be honest, they've had a lot of success running the football, over 100 yards rushing easily here tonight through the first quarter.
1st and 10 on the Stag side of midfield. Raboyne's going to keep it straight up the middle and get planted near the 43-yard line. And another stop for Jack Kincaid.
Actually, looking at it, they're right at 100 yards rushing through the first quarter here. So they certainly have picked it up and are doing big chunks of yardage with the way that they're getting it going. But it's just now you're down 14. You got to start getting some points on the board here on this drive.
2 receivers, Isaiah Gavin and TJ Williams-Bay in the formation. Raboyne is going to option pitch it right side. O'Leary looking for a block, gets to the edge. He's got a first down, and he's run down near the 33-yard line. Another gashing run, 10 yards for O'Leary.
Now, those on the radio won't get to see how beautiful the block that Cameron Jackson made on the perimeter of the R-back, but those watching online certainly saw it because it was outstanding and beautiful. It's what you want from your running backs going to the outside and setting that perimeter. He took on a linebacker, Jack Kincaid, and just stonewall him and let the big run develop.
First down, they're going to fake the pitch and sneak it straight up the middle with Cameron Jackson. He got back to the line of scrimmage, no more, and it's 2nd and 10. 10:25 and rolling to go here in quarter number 2.
It should be said about Cameron Jackson. A couple years ago, he was the man. He was the star running back for the Saints, and he's done a very good job of becoming a blocking back for Tank Young. It's kind of interesting how they have let Tank Young become the man, and Cameron Jackson is a very talented running back, but now suddenly he's had to take on that different role.
They're going to flip it to Tank Young. Left side, picked up a block from Cameron Jackson, spins off a tackle from the 25, and he's all the way down to the 15-yard line. Cameron Jackson lead blocking Tank Young, doing the rest.
That little spin button on your remote, playing Madden, perfect play right there. And again, running to the outside, they just do not think the Stags linebackers are quick enough to get out to the perimeter, and they're having a lot of success running the football out to the outside. But now we're in the red zone. Now it's must-score time for the Saints.
Best drive of the game so far for Aquinas. Raboyne is going to give to Jackson, or excuse me, to Young rather, behind right guard. He's spun down, maybe a gain of 2 yards.
You notice you called it earlier, Javier Darrett, the defensive line commitment to North Dakota State, is now in at left tackle. So they sense this is an important drive. They know they have to get into the end zone here.
14-0 Stags. Scored on the short field their last time out. And now Aquinas trying to find the answer. They started this drive at their own 1-yard line. They're down to the Stag 12. Raboyne is going to pitch it left side. Cameron Jackson trying to get to the edge. He is going to hurdle and get dropped near the 9-yard line. Great tackle in the open field by Rishi Rattan.
That was an amazing open field tackle. Rattan had a blocker draped all over him, and somehow, some way, he was able to make that open field tackle and sets up this 3rd and about 4. Huge play here for both teams. The Saints have to find a way to convert.
In front of the packed house here from Aquinas. This is a big 3rd down in this 2nd quarter. Aquinas already in a 14-point hole. Raboyne, hard count. It's going to give to Young straight up the middle, pushing the pile inside the 3-yard line. 1st and goal, Saints.
Tank Young.
Nothing fancy about that. That's just our guys are tougher than your guys, and we're running right at you.
8:27 to go till halftime. And again, Aquinas, this is their best drive so far. Their first drive, they fumbled the football away. Second drive, penalties ended up leading to a punt. This drive so far has gone 96 yards. It's 1st and goal from the Miege 3-yard line. Tank Young, the deep back, behind his senior quarterback, Tate Raboyne. Raboyne, hard count, is going to give to Young. Right side, pushing the pile into the end zone. Tyron Tank Young. Another one on the ground, and the Saints are within 8 of the Stags.
Again, our guys are stronger than your guys. You can't stop us. We're going to run right at you, and it is a very, very important touchdown drive and an important touchdown run for the Saints here. They're right back in this game.
17th rushing touchdown of the year for Tank Young.
And they're going to play a lot more football, so he will eclipse 20 easily.
O'Leary on for the extra point kick. This is the next level kicker, by the way. I haven't talked too much about Joe O'Leary as he punches through the extra point kick. And Aquinas is right back in the ball game, 14-7 from the Holy War on your Sports Radio 810 High School Football Game of the Week.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
The ensuing kick is a line drive, taken at the 1 yard line. They're going to run a reverse Agnew Witten left side looking for blocks, and the turf monster got him. He trips up near the 11.
He might be hurt because he just pulled up and fell down. There was nothing, and he's laying on the ground, and you hope that he didn't pull something because wow, he just fell down, and he's not gotten up at all.
And it was non-contact. There was no one around him. All of a sudden, his feet just went out from under him.
And they had a great wall set up. He did a tremendous job of holding the football to the side of his leg, and you couldn't even really tell he had the football on the flow from the Saints special teamers kind of flowed back to the near side of the field. He had a chance if he doesn't get injured. He probably runs that for quite a bit, and gosh, you just hope that he's okay because he's an important part of this Miege offense, especially with the way that he comes up and has been blocking for Cobbins and also their short yardage situation. But he's also a very good defensive player to them for them safety spots. So you hope that he's not badly injured. But the way that he pulled up, it didn't look pretty.
Yeah, on the defensive side of the ball, he's got 5 picks through the first 6 games of the year, including 2 of them last week. And now he is helped to his feet and not putting any pressure on that left leg. So we'll keep an eye on his status. Now he is gingerly moving that left leg, so maybe that's a good sign for Agnew Witten. But he is helped off the field. But again, he's already got 2 touchdowns today.
Yeah, yep. Well, now if you're the Saints, your offense has brought some life back into the crowd. They put a touchdown into the end zone. Now you have to do your job. You have to get Miege off the field because Miege has been able to move the ball effectively, especially through the passing game.
So here comes that Stags attack. Scored on a short field on their last timeout. They only had to go, 35 yards or so. And now here comes Pedrati and company out of the pistol. They're going to give to Cobbins, left side, patient running, gets to the edge on the left side, and he's run out of bounds near the 18-yard line. Picked up 7 on first down.
You're right. That's a great way to describe it, Tim. It was patient running because there wasn't a whole lot at the initial point of attack on the left tackle spot, and he bounced it right at the right time.
Sets up a 2nd and 3 play.
Second down.
They got to get out across the 21-yard line for a first down. They're going to give to Cobbins again, running right. This time he's tripped up deep in the backfield near the 16-yard line. Looked like he clipped the heel of one of his offensive linemen.
Yep, it was Tyler Portier, the left guard, pulling from left to right, trying to get out ahead of him for the run block. Just like you said, clipped him and took him down.
3rd and 6 play for Miege.
Big play here. You can kind of hear the Saints crowd sensing that this is a potential momentum-shifting opportunity here.
3 right, 1 left for Pedrati. Out of the pistol. Has time. Now they bring late pressure. Pedrati stepping up. He's going to run into a double team, and he's going to get thrown down to the 18-yard line. Actually going to call it a gain of 2. Not a sack for Derritt, but still well short of that first down marker. And the Miege punt unit is out there.
Well, and they're going to look at that one on film tomorrow. And Pedrati, if he does not hesitate, I think he gets the first down. He hesitates, tries to go for the big play down the field instead of trying to get the sure thing and get the first down.
And now Downing stands at his 5. Low snap, gets rid of a beautiful punt, a spiraling kick that is going to be fair caught at the 33-yard line by Elias Carson. And here come the Saints. They went 99 yards on their last drive, and they can tie the game up here with another touchdown drive.
Tyrone Tank Young sitting at 98 yards rushing so far already. And as you alluded to during break here, he's not far away from the all-time school rushing record.
Yeah, it's not impossible to think that he could break that tonight. The all-time record was set last year by Cameron Jackson, who rushed for 1,414 yards. Tank Young coming into tonight, 1,147. So a game just under 300 yards. Again, it sounds crazy, but if anyone can do it, it's Tank Young. 1st and 10, they're going to give to Young. Right up the middle, runs into Downing, spins off of him across the 40-yard line, and he's gang tackled near the 41. 6 hard yards on first down.
That's the one thing I like about Young. He's a hard runner. That's a great way to describe it. He said tough, hard yards there. We've seen flashes of speed from him, but he's not afraid to run it between tackles. You have to in this flex bone attack. You have to be able to run it between tackles because it's all the option stuff's all set up by the running to the inside, and he's got to be able to be effective with that.
2nd and 4 for Aquinas. 3 receivers in the formation. Raboyne is going to play fake. Now he's going to zip it out left side, complete it across midfield, making a move, stirring back to the left sideline, 40-yard line, stiff arm, and dragged out near the 38-yard line. Big play out of the backfield, swinging it out to Finn Barnett. Second time he's touched it.
Oh, and that's interesting because that was a play called specifically for him. He came in off the sideline. They took Tank Young out, and they formationed him to a spot where he had a one-on-one battle with Dylan Downing, and he won the one-on-one battle, made the open field, or made the defender, the linebacker, miss in the open field, and nice shot of momentum for this Saints offense, showing that they can get it done through the air, too.
Yeah, Barnett put that DB on ice. And now a first down for Aquinas to the Miege 36-yard line. They're going to toss to Young, right side, hole across the 25, dragging him out of the 20, still going inside the 15. And you hear the Saint crowd cheering on Tank Young and the rest of his offensive line.
And I don't know if you saw who came in late. Jaden Roberts, the big right guard, helped push him some additional yards here, and suddenly this place is electric. People are sensing that they're right on the verge of tying this game up here.
5:37 to play first half, 14-7 Stags, but Aquinas on the move. Raboyne is going to pitch to Young behind right guard. He is going to get swallowed at the line of scrimmage and driven back.
Oh, there's some tough battles going on in the interior on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Wow.
Jalen Williams was the one leading the charge defensively for Miege, and that's another one of those stud defenders for the Stags. They do call it a gain of a yard. 2nd and 9, St. Thomas Aquinas. Raboyne, hard count. Fakes to Young, flips to Jackson, trying to get to the edge left side. Picks up a block, 5 for the end zone. Cameron Jackson, and the Saints over to an extra point.
Again, running to the outside. We know our guys are faster on the perimeter. Our receivers are going to block. We're faster than you on the perimeter. Your linebackers can't get outside. And that's exactly what they did there. And we are a PAT away from being tied up in the Holy War.
O'Leary on for the extra point kick. Good hold, good kick, and we are tied at 14. The second touchdown of the year for Cameron Jackson, and the Holy War hits the reset button on your Sports Radio 810 High School Football Game of the Week.
Have plumbing needs, whether a residential or commercial customer? Kansas City has turned to Gray Bill Plumbing since 1986. Gray Bill Plumbing strives to be the premier plumbing and mechanical contractor in the Kansas City area while offering unique solutions to general contractors, architects, designers, and homeowners. Call Gray Bill Plumbing at 913-432-9660. That's 913-432-9660. Or visit online at graybillpipeworks.com. Gray Bill Plumbing, a proud supporter of St. Thomas Aquinas Athletics. Go Saints!
Felipe Wesley is going to toss it to Jalen Scruggs. Right side picks up one block, 25, stutter step, 29-yard line upended right there. And here come the Stags in a 14-14 game. Miege jumped out of the gates, ran off 14 quick points. The Saints have answered with 14 of their own, and it's a new game.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Stags counter with on the offensive side of the ball. I'm really surprised Felipe Wesley hasn't touched the ball once on the offensive side of the ball. He's a big playmaker at receiver, and he's locked up against Cordon Harris. He's got speed. He's got size matchup. They have yet to test that battle.
I'm not sure he's even been targeted so far. Pedrati is going to give to Cobbins. Flag flies. They're going to blow this one dead. And you know what that means. False start against the Stags.
Yeah, the tight end and the center kind of snapped it before everybody else was ready. That play wasn't right from the beginning.
We haven't mentioned the atmosphere out here. As if you were curious, it's electric. They were late filling in, but now it's standing room only out here at Aquinas. The Aquinas home side absolutely packed.
Oh, and I love it. This is one of the places they tailgate before the game. It's a very small college type atmosphere. The Saints crowd showed up today, and they're representing.
Two left, one right for Pedrati. High snap, play fake to Cobbins. He's got time. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to run right side, and he's going to get thrown down. Goodien corrals him and tosses him to the side. It's second and long.
Yeah. Again, maybe just a fraction of a second hesitation before taking off. If he goes when the play is there, he might be able to get up the sideline and get more yards there. But how about the coverage by this Saints secondary? They tried to test him deep, and there wasn't anything open at all.
4:15 to go till halftime. Stags with it in a 14-14 game. The Saints have rattled off 14 in the second quarter. Screen pass right side for Wesley. The blocks didn't set up, and he's dropped near the 30-yard line. And here comes a 3rd and 9.
Now, if you saw that play, the way it developed, there were 7 blue jerseys rallying to the football. They finally target Wesley, and there were 7 blue jerseys rallying into the football. They weren't going to let that screenplay develop at all, and this place is about to get really, really, really loud here on this 3rd and long.
Here comes that crowd on a 3rd and 9 play. We're inside 4 to play till halftime. Pedrati short drop. Here comes pressure from his backside. He steps up, and he falls into a sack. Goodien leading the charge. Meisenheimer was there, and the Stags are going to punt.
Just outstanding pressure from the interior. Nobody to throw to, and the Saints have figured out how to slow down this Stags offensive attack.
Elias Carson will drop back deep for St. Thomas Aquinas. And last time Downing was out here, they nearly got to his punt. It was a great punt, but they almost got home. Here's a good snap, and Downing gets off another beauty. End over end. Carson's going to let it hit. There is a flag down near where Downing booted that ball.
Yeah, now, I'm interested to see what they call, because it's only going to be the 5-yard variety. It's got to be only the 5-yard variety, but Dylan Dowling, if he doesn't have a career in something else, he's going to have a career in acting, because he was not touched on that play. He fell down. It was an outstanding acting job by Downing.
That's the typical linebacker flop. they spot the ball inside the 30-yard line. Miege will not elect to re-kick. Like you said, only the 5-yard variety, so they just would have been punting 5 yards further up, and instead they're going to let Aquinas start near their own 28.
I mean, seriously, that could be an internet meme, or you see, because it was. I know you were following the flight of the football, Tim, but oh my gosh, I saw the rush. I knew it was coming, and sorry, Mrs. Daly, your son flopped on that one.
I do when you can.
He's a theater guy, apparently. Little did we know. 1st and 10, Aquinas. They're going to option pitch, left side. Barnett again hitting the edge, making the man miss. Turn it on to Burners. Midfield, Finn Barnett in a foot race, and he's tracked down to the 30-yard line. Where'd this guy come from?
There was absolutely nobody on the inside, coming from inside out on that play. Well designed, well schemed, and like you said, where did this guy come from? Because not a lot of yards coming into this game at all.
They spotted at the 30 of Bishop Miege. Raboyne, hard count, is going to give the Young behind right guard. Moving the pile. 15, 10, 5. Take Young has got the Saints up a score. In the blink of an eye, Young scampers 30 yards, and it's all St. Thomas Aquinas all of a sudden.
I don't know if it's just me, but do you feel this press box kind of shaking a little bit? And maybe it's because of the crowd down below us, but this place is rocking. And that was an outstanding run by Take Young. Blocked well from the outside. He ran from the inside to the outside. And wow, it did not take any time at all for the Saints to get back in to the end zone and take the lead here.
O'Leary on. His kick is up and through. It's 21-14 Saints. They are coming in a flurry on your Sports Radio 810 High School Football Game of the Week. End over end kick high, kick into the light. Scruggs is going to drop it, pick it up at the 5-yard line, trying to get towards the middle of the field. He finds a little bit of a wedge across the 20, and he's dropped near the 23-yard line, slow to get up, and now he pops up. And here comes Miege all of a sudden in a 7-point hole.
Yeah, and a lot of it because of Tyrone Tank Young. 19 carries, 161 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Again, we said it. He'd need to be around 280 to break the single-season rushing mark, which you thought was ridiculous against Miege. But he's halfway there in a half.
How about the 2 rushes from Finn Barrett? 2 rushes, 58 yards. I'll take 28 yards a pop any day.
Pedrati is going to throw a hitch route and complete it shy of the 28, and getting ridden down there is Hudson Bentley.
They're going to need to do more of that. They need to do the quick 3-step drop, get the ball out of Pedrati's hands to the talented big play receivers here. That will then loosen things up for Bryson Cobbins to run the football. They've been doing a lot of 7-step drops.
Pedrati is going to throw an out route right side too far for Putz, and it's going to be 3rd and 5, 1:49 to go till halftime.
Tried a little pick play there with Wesley running inside and Putz coming to the outside, and Pedrati just did not put that ball on the money. It should have been completed.
This feels like a monster 3rd down.
Yeah, you're right. It sure does.
Aquinas has punched Miege in the mouth, needing a 1st down. Pedrati's going to throw a hitch, complete it across the 35 and backtracking out of bounds. I believe that was Jalen Scruggs.
Simple pitch and catch. You run to the first down marker, turn around, I'm going to hit it right to you. And again, you're noticing they're running the quick game. They're getting the ball out of Pedrati's hands on this drive much quicker.
Yeah.
It's a smart change by the Miege offensive staff.
The last couple of drives, he's been camping out in that pocket. And Aquinas has been getting home. This time he's going to take a deep drop. Throw one deep over the middle for Wesley. Got him in stride. And he's embedded at the 30-yard line. Right down the seam, Felipe Wesley.
About time you throw to your big play sophomore, the top sophomore recruit in the state of Kansas, with Arizona State already offering him and more offers on the way. And he was interfered with, too. He got ran into. And how about that throw by Sam Pedrati, putting it right on the money. And, boy, this is nice answer by this Miege offense.
This kid's going to be a freak.
Yes, he is.
5'11", $175, already an Arizona State offer. He's a sophomore. I don't think he can drive yet. Minute 26 to go till halftime. Pedrati pistol snap. Gives to Cobbins. Nothing open up for him. Maybe a yard to the 28.
Miege calls timeout here.
1:17 to go till halftime, and is it living up to the billing so far?
So far, so good. You know, Boo, it's been a game of ebbs and flows. Certainly kind of expected with that when you have a big rivalry like this and a lot on the line. We saw Miege come out of the gate absolutely hot, and their offense moved the ball down the field, and with a short field, take advantage of that and put another touchdown in there. But since that, it's been all St. Thomas Aquinas Saints. They just have dominated the point of attack, and Miege's got to find a way to stop the running attack, or they're going to be in trouble.
Just a reminder, don't miss the Papa John's Pizza Fan Challenge. Now through Saturday, Bishop Miege fans can use online promo code 810STAGS, and St. Thomas Aquinas fans can use 810Saints at papajohns.com. Receive 30% off your order. 10% of that goes back to the Booster Club. Team with the most gets an additional 10% Booster Club donation. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's out of the timeout. 2nd and 9 for Bishop Miege. You see they stack two receivers in the slot to the right side. High snap. Pedrati's going to throw a hitch left side. A diving Jalen Scruggs hauls it in just shy of the 23-yard line.
But
5 yards.
But that's easy. That's easy. There's nobody at all. They're afraid of Miege's speed at the receiver, so they're 5-6 yards off from the defensive back standpoint. That's easy pitch and catch.
Inside a minute now to go till halftime. Short drop, Pedrati. He's going to roll right. He can run if he wants to. He's going to fire it for the end zone instead, and he just overshot Hudson Bentley, and now it's decision time for John Holmes.
Just missed that. That was a great play by Pedrati. Could have ran for the first down, but instead decides to go for it all.
It should be 4th down. They've got 3rd on the scoreboard, 3rd on the field, but if you remember, 1st down was Bryson Cobbins. 2nd down was that 5-yard hitch. 3rd down, that incompletion. Should be 4th, but they don't have it up here on the scoreboard. And you would assume John Holmes is aware.
You would think.
But it is 4th down.
And Randy Dryling's pointing it out over there on the sideline.
And now the fans are starting to catch on, probably because of me, if I had to credit anyone. Hey, you hear everyone chanting 4th down. You're welcome, guys.
And now, we got the crowd chanting it.
You see what I started? But still, it is decision time. It's a long field goal, and remember, Pedrati's your kicker. He's 0 for 1 taking field goals on the year.
You got to go for it. You got to go for it. You got to try to get the momentum back on your side of the football. Have to.
Offense does come out there, out of the timeout. 1 timeout remaining for the Stags.
And they flip it to 4th down.
3 receivers stacked to the right side. They're going to toss it to Cobbins. Cobbins is trying to get to the edge. He is going to get smashed at the 20, spin forward near the 19-yard line, and depending on the spot, and I'm sorry, that was Scruggs on the carry.
Well,
it is going to be right there.
And I also think that was going to be a halfback pass. And he's short. He's short.
Wow.
He was going to try
measurement.
He was going to try to throw it to Philippe Wesley in the back of the end zone. And guess what? It was well covered. That's exactly what they were in. John Holmes rolling out the trick play, but well covered. And how about the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints defense? Bend. But when it came time to break, they didn't.
They get the turnover on downs. But not a lot of time here.
It doesn't take
the way you play offense. But again,
Tank Young gobbling up yards and all 3 timeouts. They're going to try here. You got to at least try. It all depends on what happens on 1st down. You get a big play on 1st down, that changes things.
44 to go till halftime. And all 3 timeouts still for St. Thomas Aquinas. And their offense obviously starting to get going here. 21 points in the second quarter. But Raboyne hasn't dropped back to pass too much this evening.
No, but the one time he did it, it worked well. To Finn Barnett.
He climbs in under center. He's going to give to Young straight ahead behind left guard, and he's swallowed up near the 23-yard line. And
yeah, well,
this is an indicator right here. Dreiling is just going to kind of sit on this one.
Well, yeah, if you don't get anything on that first down, and suddenly then you can go ahead and just run the clock out and be very excited that you've got all of the momentum going into halftime. Boy, the Saints were challenged, and they stepped up to the challenge. Now, halftime, we'll see if the Stags can step up to their challenge.
2 weeks ago, though, Miege was in a hole at halftime to Rockhurst, and now Raboyne's going to fall to a knee, and that's going to wheel us into halftime. So we'll see if Miege can make the halftime adjustments behind John Holmes. Remember, they've won 6 straight against the Saints coming into tonight, but St. Thomas Aquinas, boy, they turned it on in the second quarter. They flexed their muscles, and we've got a ball game going into the locker rooms from St. Thomas Aquinas. The Saints up 7, 21-14. Stay with us on your Sports Radio 810 High School Football Game of the Week.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Back and neck pain today. Westwood Chiropractic has been relieving Kansas City residents of pain for decades. Dr. Ken Downing has over 30 years' experience. Call anytime at 913-432-5678 or visit westwoodchiropractickKC.com. Westwood Chiropractic, health and wellness for the whole family.
Have plumbing needs, whether a residential or commercial customer? Kansas City has turned to Gray Bill Plumbing since 1986. Gray Bill Plumbing strives to be the premier plumbing and mechanical contractor in the Kansas City area while offering unique solutions to general contractors, architects, designers, and homeowners. Call Gray Bill Plumbing at 913-432-9660. That's 913-432-9660. Or visit online at graybillpipeworks.com. Gray Bill Plumbing, a proud supporter of St. Thomas Aquinas Athletics. Go Saints!
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Get rid of that back and neck pain today. Westwood Chiropractic has been relieving Kansas City residents of pain for decades. Dr. Ken Downing has over 30 years' experience. Call anytime at 913-432-5678 or visit westwoodchiropractickc.com. Westwood Chiropractic, health and wellness for the whole family.
Have plumbing needs, whether a residential or commercial customer? Kansas City has turned to Gray Bill Plumbing since 1986. Gray Bill Plumbing strives to be the premier plumbing and mechanical contractor in the Kansas City area while offering unique solutions to general contractors, architects, designers, and homeowners. Call Gray Bill Plumbing at 913-432-9660. That's 913-432-9660. Or visit online at graybillpipeworks.com. Gray Bill Plumbing, a proud supporter of St. Thomas Aquinas Athletics. Go Saints!
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Get rid of that back and neck pain today. Westwood Chiropractic has been relieving Kansas City residents of pain for decades. Dr. Ken Downing has over 30 years' experience. Call anytime at 913-432-5678 or visit westwoodchiropractickc.com. Westwood Chiropractic, health and wellness for the whole family.
Have plumbing needs, whether a residential or commercial customer? Kansas City has turned to Gray Bill Plumbing since 1986. Gray Bill Plumbing strives to be the premier plumbing and mechanical contractor in the Kansas City area while offering unique solutions to general contractors, architects, designers, and homeowners. Call Gray Bill Plumbing at 913-432-9660. That's 913-432-9660. Or visit online at graybillpipeworks.com. Gray Bill Plumbing, a proud supporter of St. Thomas Aquinas Athletics. Go Saints!
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Plumbing needs, whether a residential or commercial customer, Kansas City has turned to Gray Bill Plumbing since 1986. Gray Bill Plumbing strives to be the premier plumbing and mechanical contractor in the Kansas City area while offering unique solutions to general contractors, architects, designers, and homeowners. Call Gray Bill Plumbing at 913-432-9660. That's 913-432-9660. Or visit online at graybillpipeworks.com. Gray Bill Plumbing, a proud supporter of St. Thomas Aquinas Athletics. Go Saints!
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long.
Chiefs checking from Community America.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
to St. Thomas Aquinas High School. The Saints a 7-point lead over Bishop Miege in the Holy War. Miege has won 6 in a row coming into the night, dating back to 2012. In the playoffs is when they got this streak going against Aquinas. But St. Thomas Aquinas in that first half, they started slow, but in that second quarter, picked up a lot of steam. 3 touchdowns in quarter number 2, including a 30-yarder by Tyron Tank Young to put him up 7. I'm Tim Spurley, he's Jeremy Crabtree. And Jeremy, first quarter was a little bit of a shock. Second quarter, what we expected.
Yeah, no, exactly. We saw the Saints run very effectively, which we expected them to do. They did throw little wrinkles in there every once in a while with their play action passing, but they truly believe that they're more physical, they're faster, they're stronger than the Stags are, and their offense really took over in that second quarter, and they exploded it, and that's kind of, we got what we expected coming into the game.
And again, we talked about it in pregame, that Bishop Miege defensive front, they are big, they are athletic, but not as big and not as strong as that offensive line for Aquinas. And they struggled 2 weeks ago against Rockhurst. Aquinas even bigger than that offensive line, and obviously that was the issue in that first half defensively for Bishop Miege. What do you do from a defensive standpoint when you're just not as big and as strong? I mean, you got to get creative.
You do, but you also just got to get back to the basics and try to coach the fundamentals. I mean, we saw the Stags defense really just miss a lot of open field tackles, not get from the inside out effort from the linebacker spot. The linebackers, as good as Dylan Dowling is, he missed several open field tackles, and other linebackers weren't getting to the perimeter. It's about effort. It's about the little things. And right now, heading into the second half, the Stags defense just really wasn't getting it done when it counted in that second quarter.
6-0 St. Thomas Aquinas, 5-1 Bishop Miege. Both these teams, of course, in the top 5 in the city. Bishop Miege number 3, St. Thomas Aquinas number 2. And again, we talked about Bryson Cobbin's stat line, absolutely putting up big numbers in that first half. I mean, has not had a problem Tyron Tank Young's big stat line in that first half, 163 yards, the 2 touchdowns for him, and I mean, that's been the offense so far. They've gotten some big plays from other guys, but again, it's predicated on the success of 28, and he had a lot of it.
He did, and if you're going to give up 9-10 yards a carry, that's not good. Again, you got to do better on the defensive side of the ball. On the flip side, Sam Pedrati has done a pretty good job here so far for Bishop Miege. He's going to have to come out big here in the second half, and I did like what they did right before halftime. They moved that 3-step drop where they got the ball out of his hands quickly and into the hands of their skill position, their skill receivers who are faster than this Aquinas defensive backfield. So that's probably what if I was coaching, that's what I would do. I would get the ball out of his hands and into the skill receivers that are faster than the Saints defensive backs, because that pass rush got after him a lot in that second quarter. So look for more of that on the Bishop Miege side for offense.
Miege will kick to start this second half. Aquinas will receive. They will move left to right across your radio dial. And their returners stand back at the 5-yard line, and Downing sends a line drive, end-over-end kick. It is going to be fielded off the 11-yard line by Jaden Russell. Jaden Russell behind the wedge, straight up the middle across the 30-yard line, and dropped right there. It's been quite an event to watch on special teams all night on both sides, but that one, not a lot of window dressing, straight ahead. And here comes that Saint offense who was churning in second quarter.
This feels like a big drive right out of the gate. If St. Thomas Aquinas can find a way to put this in the end zone, suddenly that puts Miege way behind the 8 ball, and they're going to have to almost score in every single drive, especially with the way that the Saints love to gobble up clock. So this is an important drive right here, right now for both teams.
They'll open up with one receiver in the formation, and Tank Young, the deep back, Cameron Jackson, goes in motion to the left side. They're going to give to Tank Young, left guard. He is blasted. A gain of 1. Downing met him in the hole, and it's a gain of a yard.
And they're really good on those isolation up the middle plays. They played that pretty well. It's the stuff to the perimeter that has just got them all night long. They're just not fast enough to get to those plays on the outside, and we're going to see if the Saints kind of continue to hit those perimeter plays.
Now 3 receivers stacked to the left side for Raboyne. He's going to give to Young straight up the middle across the 40-yard line, ridden down to the 44 in the blink of an eye, 13 and a first down.
Yeah, Tommy Thorne, the center, as good of a job as Dylan Downing did the play before. Tommy Thorne, the center, 6'3", 261-pound senior, got up to that second level, and he just dominated Downing, pushed him 6-7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and plenty of room for the running back to scoot through.
Aquinas had 4 drives in that second quarter, 3 touchdowns, and they took a knee and went into halftime on the 4th. So they have been full bore since the end of quarter number 1. And they are moving it early on, third quarter. We're a minute into this third quarter. Aquinas starting with the football in the second half, up 7, 21-14. Raboyne sends a man in motion, gives to Tank Young. No, he fakes to Tank Young, flips to Cameron Jackson on the edge, cuts inside one. He has a first down, and he carries the tackler down to the 43.
That's just so many options to have on that option play. You have it to your guy that's going to. Option number 1 is the guy that will be the leading rusher in school history here pretty soon. Then you have option number 2. Oh yeah, the guy that already holds the record. What a really tough offense to stop once it's clicking, and right now the Saints are clicking on all cylinders.
Tank Young is knocking on the door of 200 yards, and he is going to threaten for that all-time rushing record. He's going to get the call straight up the middle on first down and get planted 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, and it's 2nd and 8.
Now, the Stags defensive line has to be more effective. They got to get a bigger push to keep these offensive linemen off of their linebackers. And line of scrimmage is certainly being won here. Has been won here in the second quarter and early on here in the third quarter by the big St. Thomas Aquinas offensive line.
From the Miege 41-yard line, Raboyne climbs in under center. He's going to option pitch it right side. Tank Young trying to get to the sideline, makes one man miss and gang tackled at the 40-yard line. Again, Scruggs flying up from his corner position, helping out on the tackle.
Yeah, better play also from the linebacker level. The 2 outside linebackers did a very nice job. Grant Fussell, the strong safety, also did a nice job forcing the play back to the inside where they were able to rally here. This is a big third down here, 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7. This is not the bread and butter for Randy Dreiling. He prefers 3rd and 4, and inside of that, not big on the 3rd and long situations. Raboyne is going to play fake, wants to throw, has a man wide open! Inside the 15 is Joe O'Leary! He'll walk into the end zone! Untouched from 40 away! O'Leary has got the Saints up 2 scores!
That was a purely busted coverage situation for the Saints. The Stags did not cover O'Leary wide open coming from his L-back position, and as much as Raboyne's not known as a passer, he put that one absolutely perfect, right on the money. And what a way to come out of halftime by the Saints. Nice third down call, but bad busted coverage there by the Stags defense.
Joe O'Leary, would you believe it? 2 catches this year, 2 touchdowns this year through the air. O'Leary finishes it up with the extra point kick. It's 28-14 Aquinas, 28 unanswered for the Saints on your Sports Radio 810 High School Football Game of the Week.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
The kickoff, and now trying to get out of trouble is Jalen Scruggs breaking the tackle. Far sideline, 20, and across the 25 and dragged down, but they tried to run a reverse back here. The ball hit the turf at the 5, and Scruggs made a lot of guys miss.
He sure did. A lot of good effort. Scruggs has had a good game here. One of the few skill guys that have gotten opportunities to do positive things. He's had a good job, done a good job there, and they've run that kind of fake reverse all game long, and it has yet to really work. But now Sam Pedrati and this Bishop Miege offense, their backs are against the wall. They have to find a way to get points on the board somehow.
Pedrati in the offense back out there, down 2 scores. Short drop, Pedrati flag flies. He throws this one incomplete on the out route. He was looking for his tight end Doble, but this one could be moving in the wrong direction anyway for Miege.
Got some things to Doble, covered by Russell.
Well, they pick up the flag, and it's 2nd and 10. 2 left, 1 right, high snap. They're going to give to Cobbins, looking for running room. He's going to break 1 tackle and then chug forward across the 29 to the 30-yard line, rather. Gain of 4 yards.
Boy, this defensive line's just been really, really active all night long for the Saints. Javier Darrett and Matthew Roberts are making a lot of really nice plays here. And this is now 3rd and 7, and it's must-convert time if you're the Stags. You cannot give the ball right back to this Aquinas offense with the way that they're clicking, or you're going to be down 35-14 in the blink of an eye.
Need to get to the 36. Pedrati, pressure in his face, rolls right out of the pocket. He is going to get down near the 30-yard line, picks up a yard on the ground, but there was nothing there. Aquinas sent the pressure, and it's 4th down.
Brought the pressure, brought the house from the safeties, but they also kept Zach Goody, this Hawk linebacker. He laid back a little bit, almost looked like he was playing a spy technique, and he came up and laid Pedrati out there, and what a job. The Saints have all of the momentum right now, and if you're Bishop Miege, you need a big play on special teams here. You need something to get some momentum back in your side of the ball, because right now it's all in blue and gold.
Downing drops the punt. They didn't send pressure, and Downing is able to pick it back up, get off a beauty that hits across the 40. He's going to take a great stag roll inside the 25-yard line. But boy, if Aquinas is coming after that punt, they blow Downing up.
Bullet
inside his own 20.
Big time bullet dodged it. It's kind of funny that Dylan Downing's walking back to the other side of the field with the white hat, and you can see both of them were kind of chuckling by because they knew that Downing dodged a big one here. And boy, this game is really close on the verge here of getting out of hand if the Saints can put the ball in the end zone here. And they're exerting a lot of demons right now with the way that they're just pushing Bishop Miege all over the football field.
7:44 to go, 3rd quarter, 28-14. Saints back with the football. Tank Young behind right guard is corralled near the 27-yard line. Call that 5 yards.
But 5 yards. 5 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, 10 yards. They've really not stopped him for short gains all night long.
And now that Stags defense a little bit beside themselves. Have given up 28 straight points. A lot of hands on hips, and it's too early for that with 7:14 to go in the 3rd quarter. Raboyne is going to option pitch left side. Tank Young trying to get to the edge. He's got blockers. He's got a 1st down, and he's had a bounce across the 35.
Just linebackers can't get there. Dylan Downing did not take a very good angle. And Cameron Jackson, golly, he's got a touchdown run, but he's just doing an outstanding job blocking on the perimeter all night long. He had a one-on-one block with Grant Fusel, the sound safety, and he just pushed him back 5, 6, 7 yards. And that's easy running. Almost I could probably run through some of those holes with the way that they're opening up tonight.
1st down, they're going to give to Young behind right guard this time, and he's chopped down short of the 40-yard line. About 3 yards on 1st down.
Ryan with the tackle.
Inside 7 to go in the 3rd quarter. Miege in unfamiliar territory, down 14 on the road, needing a stop defensively, trying to get their offense back on the field and get back into this ball game. Play clock inside 5, and now Dreiling is going to burn his 1st time out of the half. Aquinas, though, has not had much problems offensively from the 1st quarter on. They lead by 14 on your Sports Radio 810 High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Tim Spruill. He is Jeremy Crabtree. Thank you for joining us on this Friday evening. Just a reminder, Sports Radio 810's coverage is brought to you by the Sports and Medicine and Performance Center at the University of Kansas Health System, A&B Car Star, and Papa John's. And don't miss the Papa John's Pizza Fan Challenge now through Saturday. Bishop Miege fans can use online promo code 810STAGS, and Aquinas fans can use 810Saints at papajohns.com and receive 30% off your order. 10% of that goes back to the Booster Club team with the most online orders. Receives an additional 10% Booster Club donation. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Still
Papa
waiting.
John's.
Still waiting, Papa John's.
At some point, they have. We got to get something from them.
It's one of those. It's a pizza night with the way that it is here. So also don't forget you can check out scores on the 810 Varsity Scoreboard. Some interesting scores. The game I'm certainly interested in. A lot of folks around here are for playoff positioning. On the 6A level, is the Free State Firebirds 27, Shawnee Mission East Lancers 27. So we're going to keep an eye on that the rest of the night. We'll get some Missouri scores here in just a few minutes.
2nd and 7 out of the timeout. Raboyne getting the play call in from Dreiling on the sideline. Still scrambling around back there. Play clock inside 10. Now he finally settles in under center. They're going to go straight up the middle with Tank Young. He's going to get driven back after initial surge. Call it a gain of 2 yards.
We're starting to see maybe some counter calls from this Bishop Miege defensive side of the ball. They're running more run blitzes up the middle because they have to guess. They have to try to stop the big play up. And
this is monster right here.
Yeah,
this is big.
Yeah, because he is big. Jaden Roberts, the big right guard, number 79, all 6'5", 340 pounds, is limping off. Looks like maybe favoring one of his left ankle a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's had a heck of a game. He's been outstanding here tonight.
He's a road grader, and they have followed behind him all night long. Javier Derritt is going to be in a right guard now for the Saints, but that is a major development in this game. 3rd and 5, 6:05 to go third quarter. Miege trying to get back into it, looking for a spark.
Have to stop here on this play.
Down 14. Raboyne is going to option pitch right side. Tank Young trying to get to the edge. He's got the edge. He's got a first down, a stiff arm across the 45, run out of bounds by Jalen Scruggs. And Tate Raboyne is slow to get up.
He got lit up on the option play. That's the one thing that you see some coaches don't love to run the option because your quarterback can get hit on every single play, and he took a huge pop there from Max Van Meter. But guess what? It didn't matter. Tank Young got a huge first down, and clock keeps ticking. Momentum continues to be with the Saints.
Roberts looks like they're treating it like a cramp in his calf. Now they're going to give to Tank Young on a counter, spins around, and he's going to get dropped near the 39-yard line, but that's a quick 4 yards on first down.
Hey, can you remember a time when Young got tackled for a loss?
No.
Or
not in this game.
Not a short 1 or 2 yard gain. Every single time he touches the ball, he's getting at least 5 or 6 yards here, and there's been zero answer to this. And it's very clear this game plan is they know that they cannot match their speed to the perimeter. Their linebackers have been challenged all night long, and so far they've not been up to the challenge, and Tank Young's just having himself a heck of a game.
Jaden Roberts still ginger on that leg. Raboyne is going to pitch out. Cameron Jackson left side trying to get to the edge, shows some wheels, flag flies as he scoots out of bounds across the 25, but this one may be coming back.
Joe O'Leary really probably didn't need to, but he held the defensive back and took him to the ground, and that's going to be a holding. But how about this? Tyron Tank Young, 30 carries, 217 yards, and 2 touchdowns here so far. That's a good stat line. And Tate Raboyne, 1 of 2 passing, but the one completion was a 40-yard touchdown pass.
And I just did some quick math in my head. And Tank Young, if my math is correct, needed 267 yards to break the all-time rushing record. And what'd you say he was at now for the night? 217. So again, if my math is correct, 50 yards from breaking the all-time school rushing record.
He's going to get a lot of touches here as they try to burn some of this clock off.
Inside 5 to play third quarter. They're going to give to Jackson left side. Jackson breaks 1 tackle. Stunner steps, runs a man over. He's still going inside the 20. 15, 10, 5. Cameron Jackson, what a run. What a game for number 25 in the The Saints are up 3 scores over the Stags.
This is domination. This is taking out 5 years, 6 years worth of frustrations out against your rival. After getting clobbered in games 50-12, getting manhandled when you have a team that plays for a state championship, but you don't beat your rival. This is St. Thomas Aquinas saying we are taking back this rivalry in a big way, and this is something. I'm kind of shaking my head, Tim, because I've not seen Miege get physically dominated. Even in the Rockers game, I've not seen anybody out manhandle.
Not like this. O'Leary wide left on the extra point try, but it doesn't matter too much. It's 34-14, all Saints on your Sports Radio 810 High School Football Game of the Week.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long.
Chiefs checking from Community America.
We can see.
Aquinas has opened up a 20-point lead over the Stags with 4:47 to go, third quarter.
And you see some of the Saints players on the sideline. They're feeling it. They're kind of dancing around. Yeah. They feel it. They know how important this game is to everybody in this community, and all the bragging rights the Stags have had for the last 5 or 6 years. This is important to them right now, and they're feeling it.
They're going to open up this drive with a give right side that's not going to go anywhere.
Nothing. Bryson Cobbins might have been, we talked coming in this, he might be the equalizer a little bit here, but boy, you can't run if you can't get any push it off from your offensive line. It's just been a domination on both sides of the offensive and defensive line for the St. Thomas Aquinas right now.
If you're Miege, you got to get going offensively. You've got to have touchdowns. Pedrati is going to open up, throw a hitch right side, complete it to Bentley, and he is going to have forward progress at the 25-yard line. And here comes third and about 6.
Bentley a little frustrated because he got thrown down after the play, and he just chucked the football with the side judge there. He got lucky. He didn't get 15 yards there. We're just seeing some frustrations I don't think we've seen from Bishop Miege in a long time.
3 receivers left, 1 receiver right for Pedrati. Cobbins to his right. Shotgun snap, has all day to throw. And now he runs out of time, and he gets it away to Cobbins in the flat right side 40. Stiff arm, and he is dropped at the 41-yard line. Oh, my goodness, Bryson Cobbins, how do you pop up from that hit? Terrence Collins.
What I thought.
Level.
Holy cow. But he got back up, and how about that play by Sam Pedrati? It looked like he was going to go down for the sack, and somehow, some way found Cobbins to get the first down.
4 receivers, Pedrati, pump and go, looking for the deep ball. He didn't throw it. He steps up and slides across the 40-yard line. They were trying to set up the pump and go to the tight end Doble, but he just held on to it. He loaded it up, but he didn't want to let it go.
At some point, you're just going to have to trust that your receiver, your tight ends are better than their defensive backs and throw the ball up here.
And Doble's got size at 6'3". Yeah. So let him go make a play, even if the defender's right there. Again, trust him to make a play. On a second down, Aquinas only sends 4. The out route is off the hands of Putz, and it's 3rd and 10.
If you saw Pedrati on that play, never set his feet, was backpedaling when he threw the football because he knew pressure was coming and very uncomfortable. He senses that the pressure is coming. He senses that the Saints are coming after him on every single play, which is why I thought they would go more three-step drop on that first and second downs of these possessions, but they've not been doing it.
3 left, 1 right on a 3rd and 10. Pedrati running out of time, stepping up in the pocket. He can run. He will. Across midfield, he's got a first down. Still on his feet, 40, 35, and he's decked near the 32-yard line. Sam Pedrati.
And there were several plays in the first half where he kind of hesitated before taking off. As you can see, he's got some wheels. He can go. So if he determines just to go on a couple of those plays in the first half, he gets first downs, continues drives. Maybe they get into the end zone. Right there, great decision by just tucking it and going.
And Pedrati isn't a quarterback you spy. He doesn't run much, so they're not really worried about it. Cobbins left side, swallowed at the line of scrimmage.
I'm going to be interested to see what Zach Gideon's tackle numbers are after this game. We have offensive numbers. We don't have defensive numbers, but he is all over the place and is putting up a heck of an effort in a game that matters to this big senior 6'3", 240-pounder. He's all over the place tonight.
20-point Aquinas lead, 2:12 to go third quarter, and now whistles at the snap. And should be a false start.
Yep. Snap was delayed. Center's been Tom Connor's been snapping it either really high, that time just kind of a delayed snap, and shoot. Offense was ready to go. Play was going to work.
You know, they had the false start, but even the snap, he still snapped it, and that even went almost over the head of Sam Pedrati. It has been an issue all night. And again, the rain's been consistent. I mean, it's not pouring down, but it's just that kind of misting rain, and it's keeping the ball wet. 2nd and 15, Pedrati is going to throw a hitch route right side, complete it. Climbing out near the 26-yard line as his slot man putts.
But again, quick, get the ball out of your quarterback's hands into your playmakers, and it works. Do it again here on 3rd down because they're giving up. The defensive backs are giving these receivers plenty of space.
4 down territory from here, 3rd and 4.
Here comes the pressure from the Saints defense. Linebackers are ready to blitz here.
Yeah, 4 down linemen. They're sneaking up. The Sam and the Will linebackers near the line of scrimmage. Pedrati, shotgun snap. There was a hitch route. Felipe Wesley dropped it. It was a little low, but Wesley could have gotten his hands underneath it, unable to, and it's 4th down.
Division I recruit needs to make that catch, especially with the kid already getting scholarship offers. He just alligator armed it a little bit. You got to make that catch in a game when you need a big 3rd down conversion against your rival. You have to make that catch.
You mentioned it. A Division I guy, the sophomore, has already got an offer from the Sun Devils of Arizona State, and now a timeout. Miege needs this first down. 1:15 to go third quarter. They're down 20, 34-14. The defense hasn't had much reprieve all night, so you have got to move the chains and get points on this drive.
Indeed, no question about it. It's going to be 4th down and go the rest of the game. Let's get you some scores from the A10 varsity scoreboard on the Missouri side. The other big game that we're excited about, a couple of big Missouri games, Staley and at Park Hill. Staley 3, Park Hill 7. Park Hill's rolled off 5 straight victories. That would be a huge win for Coach Flood's team. Blue Springs down 7-0 at Lee Summit West. That's another great game on the Missouri side of the football. On the Missouri side, Liberty North is up 30-21 over Lee Summit. The Tigers down, and Lee Summit North continues to have, looks like they've turned their entire season around after a couple of head-scratching losses. They're now up 28-14 over Ray Peck.
So out of the timeout, this is the biggest play of the game so far.
Easily.
For Miege. Aquinas, they're not feeling the pressure at all right now. They're having a great time at home. They're still dancing out there. 4th and 3, they call it on the scoreboard. Pedrati, hard count. Pressure from St. Thomas Aquinas. They complete the out route, and that's going to move the chains to the 30-yard line. The first catch of the ball game for the tight end, Connor Doble.
Nice play call. Sure-handed catch by the tight end. And, Miege has always had a good tight end that's been sure-handed, security blanket. All those years Carter Putz had multiple tight ends. That's nice 4th down conversion. Now you got to find a way to get this one in the end zone here.
They're going to give the Cobbins patient running through the middle, but it doesn't matter. Zach Goodin was there.
Again.
Back to the line of scrimmage.
Again. Goodyears has had himself a heck of a game here. But if you're Miege, you got to go. You got to set the tempo a little bit here.
Right. Nearly to the end of the third quarter, 40 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Aquinas, since halftime, they've just added 13 points onto their lead. Shotgun snap, time for Pedrati, rolling right. He breaks the pocket, still going. Flag flies down the sideline. He throws it out of bounds. There's a flag in the middle of the field near the linebacker level for the Saints defense.
Yeah, it's in a weird spot because if you look, there was a Aquinas defensive back, Max Siebold, just laying there on the ground.
Injury update. Tyquez Agnew-Witten for Miege scored 2 first-quarter touchdowns. We have not seen him since an injury in the second quarter. Jaden Roberts looks like he's ready to go.
And there is no flag on the play.
And now they pick up the penalty flag.
It was just a weird spot because Siebold's laying there on the ground. I'm assuming they're wanting offensive pass interference there because usually just don't see a defensive back laying there on the ground unless he's been run into or chucked in some fashion.
The Aquinas coaching staff sure didn't like the call. And now here comes 3rd and 10 for Miege. Again, you got to keep moving the chains. Pedrati is going to throw left side, complete to Wesley, making a move. He's going to be inside the 5 and walking into the end zone. Felipe Wesley just undressed the cornerback on the near side, and Miege is right back into it.
All right, yeah, that makes up for the alligator arms a few plays ago. That was an outstanding individual effort. Again, you don't want to question John Holmes and his staff, but why haven't you been doing that short passing game all game long? Because it is there for the taking. Get the ball into your playmakers' hands, and Felipe Wesley, wow, what an individual effort to get that one in the end zone.
Extra point kick is just inside the upright to make it a 13-point lead. 34-21, the Stags get much-needed points on your Sports Radio 810 High School Football Game of the Week.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Seconds to go third quarter. Downing out there to do the kicking duties for Miege, and he is going to send an end-over-end short kick that is going to be fought over and then taken away by Williams Bay at the 10. Through a hole across the 25, pounding near the 30, still going near the 35, and the pile puts him down near the 36-yard line. Good return for TJ Williams Bay. And here comes the Saints offense.
Yeah, if you're the Stags, whoa.
And now a real late flag. They're walking off, and there were words being exchanged. Williams Bay was one of the guys involved for St. Thomas Aquinas.
I think it's going to be on Miege.
I'm with you.
Because there were 2 players right in one of the officials' faces, and boy.
And here, what's the call? Figure it out, sir.
Okay, they're on offset penalty. You describe what happened there too, because that was interesting.
He initially indicated Aquinas, then said no, just kidding, and then he went to Aquinas, and then double pump from Miege. He confused all of us. Ball stays where it was. Ignore all that. From the 36, 1st and 10, Aquinas. Raboyne is going to give to Young. Right side, breaking tackles, climbs across the 43. That's 7 yards, but it looked like it was going to be 1.
Yeah, that's just outstanding effort.
And that winds us down to the end of quarter number 3. 34-21, Miege, since the end of that first quarter, has had 5 touchdown drives in a row on your Sports Radio 810 High School Football Game of the Week.
What do you think about your insurance?
Have plumbing needs, whether a residential or commercial customer? Kansas City has turned to Gray Bill Plumbing since 1986. Gray Bill Plumbing strives to be the premier plumbing and mechanical contractor in the Kansas City area while offering unique solutions to general contractors, architects, designers, and homeowners. Call Gray Bill Plumbing at 913-432-9660. That's 913-432-9660. Or visit online at graybillpipeworks.com. Gray Bill Plumbing, a proud supporter of St. Thomas Aquinas Athletics. Go Saints!
Price. Get started today at PriceBrothersKC.com.
Aquinas is going to open the fourth quarter with another gashing run that's going to get them up near midfield into Stag territory of first down, but there is an injury for Aquinas, and I believe, is that Mikulski, the right tackle?
Don't want to say that, and yeah, it is. And interesting enough, him being an Oklahoma State commitment, there with Oklahoma State playing over in Manhattan tomorrow. There was an Oklahoma assistant coach down here watching him earlier, so a good opportunity for him to show off in front of his future coaching staff. And he's limping off. Looks like he's favoring something on his left side, pretty majorly. But he's had himself a heck of a game. Both him and Jaden Roberts on that right side have just been outstanding all night long, and they can play for me. And I'm sorry, Rivals.com, my former co-workers over there. Joe Mikulski's not a two-star player. He's much better than that. He's going to be a good college football player for the Cowboys.
So Mikulski is assisted off the field. Jaden Roberts is back in. It's worth noting he was knocked out on their last drive with cramping, but he's back in, and we'll keep an eye on Mikulski down here on the near sideline as he's tended to by the training staff. 11:43 and rolling here in the fourth quarter. 34-21 Miege. First and 10 for Aquinas. Young in the backfield behind Raboyne. They're going to fake it to him. They're going to flip out to Finn Barnett, trying to get to the corner. Makes Downing miss, and then he gets dragged down from behind near the 43-yard line. Not a lot of people do that.
No, that's just a flat-out foot race. We're faster than you, and they've been exposing their linebackers all night long. Because that's what this offense is meant to do. It's meant to expose your linebackers. If you don't take proper angles, or if you don't have a good speed at the linebacker position, you're going to look like that on that play where you miss an open field tackle, and plays that look like they're going to be 2-yard gains suddenly go for 20-yard gains.
Who would have thought that we'd be talking about how fun Finn Barnett has been to watch tonight? But he's been electric when he's touched it. 2nd and 4 play. Raboyne is going to give to Tank Young, carrying the pile across the first down marker. Gain of 5.
Yeah, if you're Miege, you're hoping for a mistake somehow by Aquinas. You're hoping for a fumble. You're doing everything that you can to try to strip the football, but they've been, other than one play by Raboyne early on in the game, that first drive, they've done a great job of keeping hold of the football in these kind of damp, slippery conditions. Running that option attack is tough in these conditions, but they've done a great job tonight.
Inside 10.5 to go, fourth quarter. Aquinas sitting on a 13-point lead. Raboyne climbs in under center. They send O'Leary in motion. They're going to give to Tank Young behind right guard, who pushes the pile across the 35 to the 34-yard line. Bread and butter.
I mean, seriously, it's a handoff off your right guard, and you get 5 yards every single time. I mean, that's just easy pickings right now.
Good news for Aquinas fans. Mikulski looks like he's trying to loosen up that left leg, so clearly they don't think it's serious. So that's a good sign for Mikulski, for St. Thomas Aquinas, for Oklahoma State, for that matter. 2nd and 6. Raboyne gets the play call in, hard count, and our whistles, and Randy Dreiling wants his second timeout of this second half. John Holmes talking to him this week. I asked him, why has this rivalry picked up so much energy, so much intensity over the last couple of years? He credits that guy wearing the headset, Randy Dreiling.
Well, and he's one of the best of the best, one of the best high school football coaches in the state of Kansas with all of his success at previous stops at Hutchinson, winning state championships down there, and the way that he transforms programs. And Aquinas was a good program, but they weren't at the level where you expect Aquinas to be. And they saw the success that Miege was having. They saw that Tim Grunhard came in there and revitalized that program, and then saw that John Holmes was going out and winning championships. They don't want to be second fiddle to anybody. They know the success at Rockhurst and more competition coming from St. James. So they knew that they needed to go out there and get a big hire, and that's exactly what they went and did. And if you look over to the left of the football complex, they've got a brand new weight room that rivals major college weight rooms. They pumped money into this program, and it is a first-class program, and we're kind of seeing the fruits of that here tonight.
2nd and 6 for Boyne is going to option pitch it right side. Tank Young trying to win a foot race to the edge, but Downing is going to catch him from behind and throw him out of bounds, and now a late flag flies, and that's going to be a late hit on Downing. That's a frustration play.
That's exactly what that was, is a frustration play, and where's he going?
And that may have been the fewest yards they gave up to Tank Young on a single carry tonight, but then maybe again, just out of frustration, once he hit the sideline.
I think they're going to wait. They might wait.
Are they?
No? Okay, because he picked it up and kind of looked, but it wasn't really even malicious. I think he was just trying to do what he could to get him down. And we've been around Dylan Dowling from years now, and he's not a dirty player. That was pure, as you said, pure frustration, and just kind of carried the tackle through the sideline for a couple extra yards, and you can't do that here when you're trying to get back in this game, and you just can't get free yards up when you're getting gashed on the defensive side of the ball.
9:34 to go in the ball game. Aquinas on the move now in the red zone. They're going to give to Young, spins off one tackler, keeps the feet churning to the 10-yard line. 7 yards on first down for Tank Young.
7 yards on first down.
We said it all night.
I mean,
he's got to be getting close, right?
He, before that rush, was at 35 carries for 244 yards.
He's about 20 yards off the all-time single-season rushing mark in 7 games.
That was before that play here, so the stats will update here in just a second. A touchdown run here would be a nice way to kind of cap that off.
Yeah, he needs 267 to tie the mark. He's going to get it on a counter right side, gets nowhere back to the line of scrimmage, and it's third down.
Most importantly, even if Aquinas doesn't punch us into the end zone, they're just burning clock here. Reboyne's done a very, very good job of burning the play clock down to about 5 seconds before he snaps the ball every time.
Again, we talked about at the start of the night, 267 yards. That seems like a far cry against a defense like Miege.
Yeah.
But he's knocking on the door.
I went and watched Miege play Blue Valley North the first game of the season, and we did them against Rockhurst, and they held that very good Rockhurst offense to only 14 points. This is impressive.
Reboyne is going to give to Tank Young, pushing behind right guard. They churn the pile forward to the sticks. Past the sticks, should be a first down.
Well, we still have a little bit to go here, but it might be time to start having the debate, Tim, Rockhurst or Aquinas, because this victory over Miege by Aquinas has been more impressive than what we saw at Rockhurst. Now, granted, two totally different types of situations. Rockhurst went into Miege. Aquinas is here at home, but the way that Aquinas has just physically manhandled Miege in a way that we've not seen done in almost a decade.
Years.
Is something that is a sight to see. And it's certainly going to cause everybody that does the rankings to have some debate, because I could see a very good. I always go by the eyeball test. It's just what team to me just looks more physically better and playing better football. And Aquinas, it might take care of itself, because Rockhurst has got a very good CBC team on the road tomorrow. And CBC's the number 1 team in St. Louis now. If they go over to St. Louis and win that battle, then I'm okay. Right. I'm okay with Rutgers staying number 1. But I think there's a legitimate debate to be had here because this has been just a old-fashioned. Our guys are tougher and better than you, and we're gonna just go out and kick your butt. And that's really kind of what we've seen.
Dreiling burned his 3rd time out. And now back out there is the Saints offense. It's going to be 1st and goal after that first down rush by Tank Young. And again, still waiting for these numbers to refresh, but Tank Young could possibly set the record here. He's going to go straight up the middle. Splitting tacklers, turning his feet into the end zone. Tank Young, another one on the ground. And now Aquinas is cruising 40-21.
Second verse, same as the first. Third verse, same as the first. It's again, not complex, not fancy, not going to be something that you put on a bunch of highlight reels, but Tank Young just continues to just gobble up numbers, and he's won that matchup against Bryson Cobbins, the 2 best underclass running backs in the Kansas City metro area, and it's been the Tank Young show.
Joe O'Leary, his extra point kick is up and through. 41-21. Aquinas up 20 over the Stags in the 4th quarter.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Kick is going to be a high end over and kick is going to be fielded at the 1-yard line by Felipe Wesley. Left side through the wedge across the 20-yard line near the 23-yard line. Here come the Stags.
Couple quick scores from the A10 varsity scoreboard on the Kansas side. That Free State Shawnee Mission East game that was low scoring suddenly has turned into a high scoring affair. Free State's up 3 with just a little bit left in the late in the third quarter over Shawnee Mission East, 33-30. That one's turned into a heck of a game there. Blue Valley North is rolling Blue Valley Northwest 44-7. Here's an interesting score. Mill Valley's up 12-0 over Blue Valley.
Wow,
that certainly churns some.
Well, that is that's a shock.
That's an EKL battle, but that's a 5A team that struggled a lot this season, beating a 6A team.
Badrati is going to unload a deep ball left side. It's incomplete. A flag flies.
That's going to be one of those ones where just did not let the receiver come back to the football. I thought that was kind of well defended there by Corden Harris, but they're going to call that every time in high school just because you cannot impede the receiver from coming back from the football. That's free 15 yards, and you know those one-on-one battles like that, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that. We saw what happened when they threw it in the third quarter to Philippe Wesley. He scored a touchdown off of it, so it's surprised we haven't seen more of that here tonight.
So to the 39 go the Stags after the penalty. Badrati, short drop, looking right, stepping up, and he steps into a sack.
Yep.
Back at the 34-yard line.
Can't do that.
Matt Roberts. And here's a kid we haven't talked about, and he is a young kid, only a junior, but he has got a major upside.
Yes, he's potentially one of these kids that's going to go to these camps and combines this summer and blow up because coach is going to love his motor.
Badrati on a second down, stepping up in the pocket. He wants to run. He's across the 40-yard line, 45, gets a block midfield, and he scampers out of bounds. They mark him out right at the 50. and it's right at the first down marker, but that should move the chains.
It's a nice run there. Johnny's got some nice wheels. We've seen it a couple times tonight. Probably, again, going back to a couple of those plays where he held on to the football just a little bit too much in the first half. He shouldn't be afraid to run the football because he's been very effective tonight. Interestingly, Staley has now gone back up over Park Hill 10-7 midway through the fourth quarter. Lee Summit West still leads Blue Springs 7-6. That's another big game on the Missouri side.
They're going to hand it to Cobbins straight up the middle, jumps across midfield.
Carry for Bishop Miege. With the tackle.
North Kansas City's up over Oak Park 54-14. So you got to imagine C.J. Price has probably rushed for another 8,000 yards tonight,
give or take. Pedrati's going to throw a hitch left side for Scruggs, complete it, turn his feet near the 41-yard line, right at the first down marker, just short.
I hear a rumor we might get to see him next week against Raytown, potentially.
Potentially, that would be a fun game.
But we're playoff time in some parts of the state and on the Kansas side here.
This is the final game of the regular season for Aquinas. Miege scheduled out next week. But yeah, regular season winding down on both sides of the Metro. Pedrati throws a hitch right side, completes it, and spinning off a tackler, and out forward progress has got Hudson Bentley to the 36, but only 6:01 remain in the ball game.
Gotta go. You're the Stags, you gotta go. And they can go. We've seen them run high octane fast break offense. They've yet to really do that here tonight.
From the 36 of FTA, Pedrati has time. Deep ball left side is picked off. Corden Harris camped out under it across the 25-30. Far sideline 40, and he's roped down. And Aquinas has got to pick up Pedrati, and the Saints are flexing on their arch rival Miege.
Well, and that was one where Pedrati's going to want that one back. The receiver went short, other receiver went short, and then the other receiver on the trip side went to the post. He threw it to the back pylon where there was nobody other than, guess what, Harris. Nice INT, and we might be on the verge of seeing a record-breaking run here. Maybe even on this first play here.
Yeah, he needed 267 yards to tie the single-season rushing mark at Aquinas set by Cameron Jackson last year. He's 6 yards from breaking it. Tank Young, what a game he's had. Got it in the end zone a trio of times here. He's going to get the call straight up the middle, pounding the feet. He is going to get shot down across the 45, and a late flag flies.
A lot of chippiness here late. It's going to come back. Going to be a legal shift.
So let's try that again, Tank.
So erase those yards.
See if Tank Young gets the call again here. That would have been 5 yards, by the way, had it counted. So he would have tied the all-time record with that carry. Again, this is the 7th game of the regular season. Cameron Jackson did it throughout the season, up until the 5A state championship a year ago. Tank Young can take the record in 7 games for Aquinas. He needs 6 yards to break the record. They're going to option pitch to Cameron Jackson, and he is going to get slammed down near the 31-yard line. And now another flag flies away from the football. Grant Fussell making the stop in the open field.
This were?
It should be a personal foul. I mean, it was off the ball.
Yeah, you hate to see something like you hate to see personal fouls late in games on both sides. You just don't like it. Two well-coached teams, really good coaches, good clean programs, but we're seeing a lot of chippiness here. And you see that in rivalry games sometimes when it gets out of hand, but it's not what you expect to see.
5:26 to go in the ball game. And again, our attention has turned to Tank Young now, chasing that record of 1,414 rush yards in a single season. He's 5 yards away from that mark, 6 yards from breaking it. First and 34, though. They're backed up. Raboyne under center is going to option pitch to Tank Young. Right side looking for blocks. He's got him. He's across the 20, and he's upended in the open field. 3 yards. And he remains shy of the record. And now a timeout for Bishop Miege.
That's really the first time all game long that they strung that option player run to the outside out, and John Holmes immediately calls a timeout. Only one left in the game here for the Stags. You know, your offense, you just maybe hope and pray that they make some mistakes quickly and turn it around, but
not a lot of time to work with.
Yeah, no.
4:57 to go. Again, Aquinas, since that first quarter, they've had technically 7 possessions, but really 6. One of those possessions, they took a knee and went into the locker room. Touchdowns on every single possession since the end of the first quarter.
And with 5A playoffs right around the corner here, you know, Aquinas is sitting off a pretty good as the number 1 seed. They would play Highland Park, a winless program next week. Bracket sets up pretty good for them to make a pretty nice run. I was looking at that the way that it was set up here today. You know, bracketology released this morning by 810 Varsity. I thought Aquinas had a nice little setup to make a pretty deep run here.
That Mill Valley matchup could be one to keep an eye on.
And if Mill Valley manages to hang on and beat Blue Valley, that'll help their seeding certainly from a 5A standpoint, even though it's a 6A win.
Out of the timeout, Tank Young needs 3 yards. He's going to get the call. Right guard. He has got he's got the record across the 25-yard line, and Tank Young has just rushed himself into the Aquinas record books, breaking the single-season rushing mark set by Cameron Jackson last year, and he does it in 7 games. That's unbelievable. That is next-level stuff. He needed more than 1,400 yards to break the record. He did it in 7 games. It's more than 200 yards a game, and he did it in the EKL.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Wesley back for the return.
4:52, the punt unit out there for Aquinas, and I think they were well aware of that. Dreiling called Tank Young's number each time on that drive, and I think he knew what was at stake there. But, yeah, sure enough, Cameron Jackson over there having a word with Tank Young, saying maybe you could have waited a few more games before you broke it. O'Leary's punt is a solid one. It's going to hit at the 40, hit off a Stag, but aware to fall on the football. It'll be Bishop Miege ball near the 37-yard line. 4:43 to go. Stags down 20, 41-21, and boy, the Saints have thrown a party tonight at home.
So you look what's next for Bishop Miege now. They've got a game against Blue Valley Northwest next week. They'll get healthy again against Blue Valley Northwest, and then it's 4A Division I playoff times, and you know they still should be the favorites in 4A Division I, but with the way that the bracket's set up coming into this bracketology, Miege was a 3rd seed, and they in that bracketology because Paola and Lewisburg had better wins. So we'll see how the loss here affects their bracketology also.
Pedrati is going to throw this one out of bounds. It's going to set up a 2nd down play.
Covered by Carson.
4:38 to go in the ball game. Stags in jeopardy of dropping their 2nd game of the season. 2nd game in 3 weeks as well. Dropped that game against Rockhurst 2 weeks ago, and fans across the way have started to file out into the parking lot and get on out of here. Pedrati in trouble. Pressure from his backside, rolling to the near sideline. He's going to get rid of it and complete it, and out drop by Putz.
And we're going to get a late hit. Late hit by Ben Turla on Pedrati. He was a good 3 yards out of bounds when he just drilled him.
And yeah, they're going to call roughing the passer. And boy, those Saints fans, they don't like that call. You'd think being up 20 on Miege late in the fourth quarter would be enough for these guys. Well, these guys are out for blood. That's the biggest reaction we have gotten from this Saints crowd, I think, all game, over a roughing the passer call up 20 late in the fourth. Inside 4.5 to play. Pedrati is going to throw a slant route over the middle that is dropped by Bentley. And it's 2nd and 10. It looks like these Stags, they just kind of want to get out of here at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see their bounce is gone. They're walking around. And again, a 20-point lead now for Aquinas. Pedrati is going to throw a hitch right side. Wesley dropped it. Hit him right in the hands, and
yeah, that's when you're mentally checked out.
Yeah,
when
they have checked out.
Those plays. That's just unfortunate.
And those are the 2 leading receivers for this team, Bentley and Wesley, and both of those balls right in the numbers. And John Holmes is going to have to hit the reset button after tonight, get his team focused, because again, they've got a game next week, and then it's playoff time. And like you said, their seeding is not going to be as favorable as it has been in years past. And now a whistle and a flag. They're going to blow this one dead. A false start. Boy, things are spiraling for Miege. And Aquinas is loving it.
Again, exercising a lot of demons. The student section, I don't think they realize that. I mean, because they're not left. No, but I don't think they understand this. We're in front of the alumni here. They understand what has been going on for the last 5, 6, 7 years here in this rivalry, and how Miege has been the toast of town. When they wake up in the morning, they're going to be the toast of town.
Pedrati under pressure, unloads a deep ball left side. It is incomplete, underthrown, and a flag flies, and they're going to call a pass interference. Jaden Russell.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. He didn't even turn back to attempt to make a play. Randy Dry is not happy with the call, but I think once he looks back on film and sees that tomorrow, that was the right call. And I think he also was upset because it looked like there was a little bit of procedure by the interior of the Bishop Miege offensive line. But that's, you know what, I love that. I love that you're up 20 points, you're kicking your rival's butt, and you're still fired. You still have your head coach fired up.
Yeah.
I love that.
You know he wanted this one. I mean, he wanted it bad. He wants that state championship, sure, but he has not won against Bishop Miege yet in his tenure at St. Thomas Aquinas. This is going to be win number 1 against the Stags on his mantle. And it is also going to be an EKL title, by the way. We let off this broadcast by saying that there's an EKL title on the line, and Aquinas is going to win it in grand fashion tonight. Pedrati is going to throw a hitch route complete to Bentley, and he's going to be slung down near the 35-yard line. That's going to move the chains. We're at 4:08 to go in the ball game.
And tell you what, I don't want to play Aquinas in playoffs. So
No,
if I'm anybody on that 5A side, I'm just going up and down the list thinking of who might be able to hang with them. And, you know, Mill Valley was the team that gave them the closest game really coming into this. And, there's a chance if Mill Valley hangs on and beats Blue Valley.
Deep ball is nearly intercepted on the right side. There is a flag down.
Then that'll help their seeding. Now we'll keep an eye on that score, but if you're Aquinas, you got to be feeling really, really good coming into the playoffs.
It's going to go against St. Thomas Aquinas. A hold against the Saints in the secondary.
And again, the Aquinas fans, not fans of that call.
This has been, again, the most vocal they've been all game.
Yeah. I don't know if you probably not able to hear that, but that's a one fan with a "that's ridiculous." Not a fan of that.
Strong feelings with their team up 20 on the number 3 team in the city. Pedrati, pump and go. He didn't throw it. Rolls right now. He's going to let it go for the end zone. It is a jump ball. It is incomplete. He was looking for Wesley. And here comes 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Mill Valley still up 12-0 over Blue Valley.
I mean, that's it. Yeah, so I think Mill Valley on that east side will set up the best game because, again, they played them the tightest of anyone on the schedule for Aquinas this year. It was a 24-13 game. That game was just 3 weeks ago. It was at St. Thomas Aquinas, and that game will be at Aquinas as well, but still. Pedrati short drop's going to throw a hitch route right side for Wesley, trying to make a move. He's inside the 15 and out gang tackled shy of the 10-yard line. But other than that on the east, I'm not sure anyone else can touch Aquinas.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
But again, on the other side, I mean, we love to look ahead. We can do that. They won't. But Wichita Northwest, I know we don't talk a lot about those Wichita teams, but they are stacked.
Just got an update from my Mill Valley connection. They're now at 19-0.
Wow, I mean, that's a big win for that Mill Valley club that started the year slowly, but has built steam as the year's gone along. 1-yard reception for Wesley on a screen. Now 2nd and 9, inside 3:10 to go, 4th quarter. 4 receivers. Pedrati is going to look left. He's going to fire for the end zone. A fade route is incomplete, intended for Scruggs. And now 3rd and 9. And again, in the 5A rankings in the state of Kansas, Aquinas still is in number 1. Again, it is that Wichita Northwest club, and they've got a ton of Division I talent, probably just as much as Aquinas does.
Well, that will be a fun one if it develops.
3rd and 9 for Miege. Pedrati from the shotgun, pressure coming, throws for the end zone. It is incomplete. In and out of the hands of his intended target, Hudson Bentley.
Yeah.
And now 4th and 9. Offense will stay out there. We're inside 3 to play, 2:58 to go in this 4th quarter. In a game where Aquinas is going to take the EKL title. You have to go back a ways for the last time Aquinas were champions of the EKL in football. Pedrati, pressure in his face, rolls right, getting caught from behind, gets out of it. He steps up, runs to the 5, ducked out of bounds. He's going to be short of the first down marker. A turnover on downs, and that should just about do it for Miege.
And it will. And escorted out by Javier Derrick, who's had himself a heck of a game. All of this defensive line had. Tank Young's going to get a lot of the credit, and deservedly so, but the way that this defense and this defensive line and offensive line played tonight, they're my stars of the game.
Well, we go ahead and crown them EKL champs. A perfect regular season for Aquinas, 7-0, and they are going to be firing on all cylinders come 5A playoff time. Raboyne back in there at quarterback. They're going to hand right side. Young makes one man miss. 15, far sideline, 20. Stutter step 25 and ridden out of bounds across the 30. And he's starting to write that record book with his name now. So go ahead and run up your numbers, young man. Looking for 300 rush yards on the night. This is incredible. At some point, though, if you're Randy Drowling, you got to go ahead and pull the starters here.
No. All
right. Hey, go for it now.
No. I mean, yes. He's at 274 before that run. Let's just put it that way, guys.
Knocking on the door of 300. Young, right side. Good cutback, still going, turning the feet across the first down marker, and that should probably give him 300. If he wasn't already there. A gain of 11 more on the ground for Tank Young. And what else can you say about this kid?
It's impressive. Again, tip of the hat to your offensive line. We talked about how big and strong and physical they are and how there's Division I talent up there. I mean, it's a fun to run behind guys like that.
Yeah, him and those linemen. They share this
298
record. After that run. So looking to join the 300 club on this play. is Tank Young. They're going to turn, give it to him straight up the middle. He carries a tackler, and forward progress has got him near the 44-yard line, and that's going to give him 300 yards.
It should.
Unreal. Yeah, they're going to call it 3.
All right, it's been updated now. 309 yards. That didn't.
It's already
we missed the last play.
That's unbelievable.
309 yards rushing against Bishop Miege.
And they're going to give him a standing ovation as he comes off the field. That's your single-season rushing record holder for St. Thomas Aquinas. And he's done it in 7 games. He's still got the playoffs to go. They're going to run straight up the middle, hard running. Across the 45 near the 47 goes Charlie McCormick.
So he finishes the night on 44 carries for 312 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Well, you think he's gassed?
He seemed to be okay. He seemed to be just fine.
What a job. And Randy Dry, I mean, that's just the case of it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Yeah. And he didn't all night. And the A's just could not stop it all night. Quarterback keeper Raboyne charging his feet forward as the first down across midfield to the Stag 46. 42 seconds to go. They're going to have to snap this one more time for an EKL title. Everyone on their feet here at Aquinas.
This means a lot to this community. This just means so much.
Well, this sideline's going to explode. They know what they've just done. Made a little history here at St. Thomas Aquinas. Tank Young made some personal history, and the Saints made some history of their own as Taylor Boyd falls to a right knee, and there they are, your EKL champions, and they did it in grand fashion. A 41-21 thumping of their arch rival, the Stags of Bishop Miege. And boy, if you weren't sold on them before, you sure are now. The Saints, they're the best team on this side of the metro area, and you may not have much of an argument if you said they're the best team at all of Kansas City. Aquinas, a perfect 7-0 with a regular season champions of the Eastern Kansas League, and again a 20-point victory over the Stags of Bishop Miege. Randy Dreiling gets that EKL title in a perfect regular season. Jeremy, your final thoughts on this one?
Butt kicking. I mean, it legitimately was, and it was something we've not seen Bishop Miege, but happened to Bishop Miege. But we kind of talked about in pregame that this just felt like it was Aquinas' turn. Everything was right for them. They had played well all season. The only question mark was they hadn't played a winning team yet.
Right.
Doesn't matter now. They are legit.
I'll put that to rest.
They're legit. Can make an argument for them being the top team in the city, like we just mentioned, and they're going to be awful tough out come playoff time. Fun to watch Tank Young break her school record. It's going to be fun to see what he does the rest of the way. They're legit. Randy Dryden's got himself a state championship caliber team, a top team in the metro caliber squad right there.
This is going to put some people on notice across the state of Kansas. Tyron Tank Young, more than 300 yards tonight. A trio of touchdown runs for him. Cameron Jackson, his running mate, 2 touchdowns on the ground for him. Joe O'Leary also caught a touchdown pass for Bishop Miege. Tyquez Agnew-Witten, unfortunately for him, his night ended early on with an injury, but he rushed for 2 touchdowns in that opening quarter. Felipe Wesley caught a touchdown pass from Sam Pedrati, who also threw an interception in this ball game. St. Thomas Aquinas, 7-0, EKL champions, 41-21. They're on to the 5A playoffs. Bishop Miege, they have a tune-up game before the 4A playoffs. They take on Blue Valley Northwest at home next weekend. For Jeremy Crabtree, I am Tim Sproul. Thanking you for joining us on this Friday afternoon or Friday evening from St. Thomas Aquinas. Back to the studio for your post game.
Whether you're looking to unlock